delay.
Oh,
I know a good lawyer.
I haven't talked to him yet, so I just,
I know who you're talking about, but I don't think his name's Green, but I know exactly who they've come and talked to us
he called me last
before.
night, but I was in the meetings, so I'm gonna call him back.
Someone short was sitting in this chair, it's really high.
Okay.
What?
Someone short was sitting in this chair, it's really high.
Lower it, there's a lever on it.
This up to date.
Thank you, Sonny.
Sent that off to Kelly, I wanted to take a look at it. I said, once you're okay with it, Kelly, appreciate it, Chris, thank
I'll
you.
let you run with it from there then.
Same way.
Yeah. Or so it's inside
You got one,
out.
Tyler?
No, you have an extra?
Probably Davidson. Can you send it on to him? I don't know who you want to send it to.
How are you? Good.
3:15, we'll call the Finance Committee meeting.
I'm not ready. I just need what I reviewed.
Okay, yeah.
This is
Yep, cemetery too.
Yeah, the one is large print.
I get that.
like a lot of pages. Cemetery.
Same to me.
Yeah.
So you gave us the cemetery twice, sir?
Yes,
Okay.
what do you got there?
This is my old cemetery one,
Yeah.
so I'm just starting
You
to
and one in the
trash
grave.
Decided we needed to get that stuff in there now, and
them. Yeah.
I'll go through this later. I don't have time to do that right now. I just need this. And this. And so that's this.
sure I got the right one up here.
Touch my stuff.
Mrs. Walmsley?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Bob, how you doing?
Good.
We'll run through yours. Here, you got to where's one of your duplicates? I'll give you a copy of what we just got here. I don't think we changed anything on your copy, I don't think we had it, but, we put 3% increases in here at the top to see if we're going to be able to afford them, if we figure that's the max on those. I think the rest of your numbers are probably what you gave us. I don't think anything was changed.
Okay.
If you want to just run through them with everybody, they can look at it as you go. If they have questions, they can ask you. Robin reviewed like your spending to date, Robin Rosie for us, and she didn't have any questions on it. Said yours was pretty much right in line, so we'll let you proceed.
Okay, well, I pretty much left everything the same, but there's a few things I increased. Not a lot, like, for instance, general repair. It seems that we do as much as we can in-house, so I wanted to increase that a little bit.
Go through what?
As far as maintenance on the machines and so forth, general repair, even some out on the grounds. If there's something needs repaired, we can do that without going out to another company.
Right, and you increased fuel by $2,000 from 22 to 24,
Uh-huh,
above that.
let me find that one.
There was, thinking there was one in here that
Okay.
she maybe had it.
Yeah,
So
for the simple fact I've seen the prices going, and tariffs and everything else.
okay,
I renege on what I said earlier. She did have one question for you. She was concerned about your garage and motor line item. She said you only had a couple $100 left, as of today.
Mm-hmm.
And she wondered about raising that one up to maybe 1,800 from 15.
Yeah,
You know, she
Be a
thought,
good idea.
she didn't know what the rest of your year was gonna look like, but she was afraid you'd run out, and
Yeah.
thought that might be,
okay. Want to raise it to 1,800 then?
yeah, that is line, you
Yeah.
guys see it down there, garage and motor, it's 422020,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna raise that to 1,800.
1,800.
And that buys our tools and things like that.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, if no one else has questions for him, are you going to encumber your paving and try to do paving next year, or?
Yeah.
So you'll
Try to
have
get the building-
this year's amount and then next year's to do paving?
Yeah.
So you'll have 50,000 next year for paving at the cemetery?
Yeah, and I'm hoping I can get around the building done for that. And it's going to have to be ground off a little bit because it's basically level with the garage now.
Oh, yeah,
If we go any higher, they like to put 2 inches on that. It's going to be above the garage and the water's going to be in the
right,
garage.
right.
So it's going to need some grinding.
Okay, so
Where's
you got,
that at?
Second page, blacktop, is that what you're talking about?
Blacktop, you said paving.
yeah, 25,000. He typically budgets 25,000 a year, and then encumbers every other year so they can have a bigger project when they come out there to do it.
Yeah, and it's hard to get them out there for 25,000.
Right.
It's a lot of equipment to get out there for $25,000 worth of work. It seems like to me. That's the
So you're looking at basically all your parking and everything around the main building?
Yeah, chapel in, front parking, back parking, as much as I can get done with the 50,000.
You gonna repave all that, you say?
Repave,
Yeah.
as far as around the building, yes, it's paving now, but it's all cracked, broken,
Okay.
patched,
Summertime, is that right?
yeah.
Okay.
Where do you take care of your lawnmowers or your
Take care of what, I'm sorry?
lawnmowers? Which one did that come out of, your machinery equipment?
Groundskeeping equipment.
Okay, you got 55, okay.
Well, how do you encumber money, Dave? Like, it just stays there, or does he have?
At the end of the year, he'll basically ask them to give him some kind of a quote. You have to have at least an estimate to encumber the money so that it shows that you're going to use that money in the next year. So what he'll do is, usually at the end of the year, there's a deadline for people to put in for encumbrances.
Okay,
And if he encumbers it, then that means that he retains it. If he doesn't spend it this year, it carries over to next year. So that would give him $50,000 in next year to do paving. So, other than that, everything good out there, Bob? No concerns with any of your buildings or anything like that? Everything in pretty
No,
good
I don't
shape right
believe so.
now?
I think everything's in pretty good shape.
I know it always looks good when we go by there.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions for Bob on this?
How many mowers do you have right now, big ones?
6. We run 5. We have one for an extra, so if one breaks down, they can get right back on that one. We can get the other one fixed,
You guys do all your repairs, or
pretty much. Yeah, every once in a while it's got to go to the shop, but pretty much we do it. Chris,
what are they, John Deere, or,
Kubotas, we actually have Kubotas. Yeah.
okay,
And they like those the best, so.
yeah.
And if you give them what they like, they do a better job. I hope.
Makes sense to me. Anybody else have anything for,
the back page says check with Bob about the estimate for updating the platform at the War Memorial.
oh, yeah, that was one of them we have hanging out there, Bob. Is
Yeah.
there any movement on that, or?
There is not, actually, last year, it was bad. I mean, we don't have any Boy Scouts anymore. We have a new era coming up. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're gonna keep coming up there to the cemetery, or. And
Well, I
then
know it was not what it used to be. There,
No.
no one, usually someone would give a nice speech and,
Yes,
and the flowers were way down this past year. And,
I have concern about spending that much money and nobody using it.
yeah, well, I agree with that if it's not going to be used, but
Yeah, and that's all we use it for.
we do have I do know a fella, he emailed me again recently, and I need to get with you sometime. He was the one that worked on the memorial home, upgrading it from a local level to a state level historical building. And he was real interested in the cemetery. He seemed to know quite a bit about it.
Oh, wow.
From research. There's like grant funding opportunities for old public cemeteries and stuff. And I'll see if I can find his email and I'll send it to you. And maybe you can reach out to him. And he just wants to kind of come take a look at the cemetery, talk to you,
Sounds good.
see if there'd be some opportunities for you to get some grant funding if you did have something out there that, you know, I know we've worked on just about everything out there in the last few years, but I don't know if
Yeah,
they,
we have
some of
some
the-
stuff.
yeah, be some places they could make improvements and get some grant funding, so.
I'm
So
sorry.
the money just is gonna stay in the Go Bond fund until he decides if he wants to use it?
Basically, if he's not gonna use it, we'll just repurpose it.
Just reallocate it for something
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Police went ahead and bought their squad cars that we used money, we designated money to use from the GEO bond, and they used their lit fund. So that money's back in there too. That was $80,000 that didn't get spent.
So we have $150,000 that we can spend somewhere? That's awesome.
We've got, yeah, we've probably altogether got about $750,000 left that we're gonna have to look for projects to get done next year.
It has to be spent by the end of 2026 though, right?
So I think you have 2 years,
Yeah, I think we had 2 years to
so
spend
we
that.
need to,
Yeah,
you know, we were gonna use part of that. We designated some money for out there at Dykeman for when they got the clubhouse done to pave on Eberts Road and stuff, so, that's allocated out of that, but it hadn't been spent yet. I think that was around 130,000, but, yeah, we've got some funds we'll have to be looking at to, find some projects where we can maybe, alleviate some of the burden on the budget for the next year. No.
Tyler, do you have a stapler or no? I do not have one up here. Okay.
Enough money on the door, so it's not,
You have a better pen than that. I mean, this one.
There's a whole thing of pens here. That one's probably better.
Have any questions for us, Bob?
I don't have.
All right.
Everything looks good.
Thank you for doing the job you do out there and making your
Thank you.
budget an easy one. All right.
We work hard at it.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Your work.
Thank you.
check.
Hi, Chad. Chad, but I'm not sure. Chad, I know that, first of all, I want to say you were one of the ones that went through your budget with a fine-tooth comb, found some places to save some money. I appreciate that. Again, I'll tell you, like we did Bob, we've plugged in 3% for everybody's salary increase, hoping that we would be able to go that high. So
Okay.
that's the most we're looking at in the coming year. So you've got your budget there. Do you have any concerns with it since you've, had time to look at it again, or?
No, not really. I mean, pretty much everything's the same, except we, like Dave said, did try to make some cuts in some areas. The garage and motor, we thought we could knock 10,000 off of that, from 65,000 down to 55,000. In fuel, historically, let's see,
Used it by $10,000.
yes, the reason we did that is because since, from 2017 to 2024, the most we ever spent was 94, and that was during the COVID. I mean, after, all that wackiness there. We spent 94 that year, but that was kind of an anomaly. All the other years are, only 2 of them were above 70. So we figured 90 would give us enough leeway.
Know offhand, like where you're at right now on that
Just spent year-to-date, you mean, Dave?
Pardon?
You mean how much you spent
Yeah,
year-to-date?
yeah, I was just
Hey,
curious.
Dave, I'd like to point out to you that you mentioned this in a meeting yesterday, that your perf number was lower for 2026 than it was 2025, and that's on this too.
No, that was longevity.
Was it longevity?
No,
No, it wasn't.
He was concerned that the longevity number was smaller that year.
Which one were you talking about, Suzie?
I was talking about your perf number
Yeah,
is lower by $4,000 about from 2025 to 2026. Yeah,
okay. What I'll do is I'll circle it to check it to make sure that number's good. And
Yeah.
what I'll do after we get through everyone's budgets, I'll have Lorian go through them. She usually verifies them, checks them all to make sure that I'm in the ballpark, and if not, she corrects me on that. But I'll circle that so we know to take a look at it. Possibly one of the reasons there is that they reduced staffing from 2025 by 2 employees. And of course, Tony left, and he was at the top of the pay scale, and then we lost, Josh Albright. And so Chad isn't making quite what Tony made, and I'm sure Jesse's making less, plus there's 2 less employees, so that could be part of it also. But I'll get it checked. That's, anything you see like that, it's good to point it out.
Back to the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, through the first 6 months of this year, we spent just over 30,000. So we're on pace for 60,000.
Okay.
So if we have it at 90 next year, we should be enough to cover,
Awesome.
even a nice
Okay.
price increase.
Yeah, very good. Anybody see anything as you look through there? Most of their numbers are the same. Sand and salt are kind of one of those things you prefer to budget high than to
Right.
budget low on, and find out in the middle of winter you don't have any money for salt or sand. Top of the second page there.
Yes, because, let's see, for salt, we asked for 45, because back in 2020, we did spend 38,000. In 2023, we spent 36. No,
But don't you like on those, you sign a contract where you're gonna buy a
Yes.
certain amount, a minimum of so much?
right, yeah. I think we're trying to buy probably 400 ton. We used to buy more than that, but since we had a few years there, we didn't have to use as much. We had a storage issue, where if we bought 600 ton, we weren't gonna have space to store it.
Yeah, yeah. We've had some, well, the last winter was a fairly mild winter, so.
I'd like to ask about the sidewalk program, the 50/50 sidewalk program.
Yes.
So how much of that money have you used this year?
I could tell you through, and probably not even half in any of those categories.
Okay, well, I guess I'm considering using this program. And so when I talked to Bob Loudon, he acted like I just have to talk to him and then it just happens. I don't have to do anything. Is that true?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, you can talk to him, he can fill out the paperwork, or you can do the paperwork online, or come see us. But then we just hand it to Bob, and he goes and does the measuring.
yeah, he acted like I just needed to write him a check, so. Okay, thank you.
He gets, now, are those reimbursements, Chad? Does the homeowner pay all of it, or do they just pay half?
They pay half. The
So
city
there's
pays
no
half.
reimbursement, they just, whatever.
Yeah, he tells them, this is how much you have to pay.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
He's got an agreement on the square footage of the
Yes.
cost and
Not
all
my
that.
house, it's my son's house.
Yeah, there's a certain rate for sidewalk, 4 inches thick, but then if it's a driveway, part of the sidewalk has to be driven over, it's gotta be 6 inches thick. It has a little bit different price. But they're very similar, both like $5 and $5.25 per square foot.
He's already
It's
been
on
there.
those at the start of the year, correct?
Yeah.
And then people have the ability to bid at the start of the year for all those projects. And then they have to stick to whatever rate they agreed to when they get selected.
So if I get an estimate from him right now, and I want it done, I wait until 2026, I get the same amount?
It may be different.
Yeah.
If you wait till next year, he may charge you
It'd be a
different.
different contract, could be a higher per square footage next year.
Okay, but you're still going to have this 50/50 program next year for $50,000, right?
Yes, we didn't put any changes in that.
Okay, thank you.
One of the things, and I've talked to you about this, Chad, but I'd like for you to write up guidelines for the 50/50 program that could be approved by council. That's why there's no question about this is how it works,
Okay.
who can apply for it.
Ask him about the street thing that we talked about, the list of the streets that we're doing, and then the ones we're holding off on because, until the spring.
He can probably tell you that. I have not got that. I've talked to him before. Some of them weren't aware until recently that we've told Central Paving that some of their streets can wait till next year to be paved. Can you,
Yes.
either, if you don't know them offhand, can you just send an email to everybody to make them aware of which are which?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing for us to make public at a meeting, so that people know that we're working on this, because people think we do nothing, and we don't have any game plan for the streets. So I'd like to be able to say, we've already allotted money for this, and these are being done now. These are going to be done in the spring.
Okay.
Because originally, we did tell the public they were all going to be done this year.
Well, that's what I figured they would be.
And, yeah, and all she's saying is we're getting questions, and if we know which streets are which, we can say,
Okay.
well, we've allowed Central Paving to wait till next spring to do that particular street.
Okay. I'll have to ask Kurt, because I know initially, talking with Jacob, we were going to do Mall Road, and he wanted to do the Industrial Boulevard and Billiard. But then I heard last week, someone said that they were going to do Mall Road in Yorktown. So I'm going to have to talk to Kurt, get some clarification on that.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to talk about that at a council meeting, please, if you
Okay.
could get that to us.
Yeah.
And it'd be good because we don't want to tell people the wrong thing. So,
My only question is utilities, that they went down 10,000 as well?
Yes, and after the watershed talk last night, I thought, should we not knock money off of that?
where are you at here?
It's on the second page.
Second page, 30,000 to 20,000.
Because we're on pace this year, it would be 17,000 something
Total.
for our total.
I'll tell you what, to be safe, let's go ahead and bump that back to 30.
Back to 30.
That's a good idea, very good idea.
Good job, Haley.
I'm not sure, we got that put on hold for the time being, and how soon that'll be resolved, and how it'll be resolved is yet to be determined.
What is bituminous?
Bituminous, that's patch.
Cold patch?
That's patch, cold patch. It also is when we rent a crack sealer and seal cracks, like Olive Market, we take it out of bituminous for that also.
What do you call hot patch?
That's a good question.
Got more oil in it, is that right?
I know it's got a different assortment of additives. It's harder than cold mix. yeah.
Can I ask you a question, since you brought up the ceiling and stuff? Do you think might be advantageous just to start contracting to have crack sealing done? Or do you think it's more economical for you guys to do it? And did we do any of it this year at all?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Did you? Okay. I wasn't saying you didn't, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I'd say we're probably saving money by doing it ourselves.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We probably have about 7 guys when we're crack sealing. You've got a truck out front with the air compressor and a hose, and you're blowing out cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got guys actually doing the crack sealing, taking turns. And then you've got to have traffic control at the
Sure.
same time. So it's kind of a big group of us moving. And we can knock it out. Normally, a couple weeks, we've gone through all the sealer. So, yeah, I don't think we'd save.
Okay, good.
What's that usually run for the ceiling?
I'll have to get back to you on that. Can't remember.
I mean, you buy like 55-gallon drums or?
No, we buy pallets. They come in bricks, almost like the size of a car battery. And you put them in the sealer and they melt.
What, parking lots are gonna be done for 2026?
That is a good question, because they got done this year, right?
What we're looking at right now.
On North Street,
Pardon?
were you thinking about North Street?
We're gonna work on the parking lot at Fifth and North, since there's gonna be a bunch of improvements made in that area for next year. We've got that one earmarked, and the one across from the Batman Museum, part of that, it belongs to the city, part of it's Ferris Tribune. That one's on there, and I think we're, the possibility of even doing Little Turtle down on the, if it needs it, and doing that all through infrastructure funding again. Kind of, these guys seem to be, are they doing a good job out there for you, Jan?
I say, did that make it on here, though? It's on their capital improvement here, this reseal and paint parking
Now,
lots for
where are you seeing
9,000.
the resealing? I don't know where
On
you,
their capital improvement plan?
Well, yeah, but I took it and put it in with infrastructure.
Oh, okay.
So it's not in this budget.
Okay.
We're budgeting for it for next year, but it's going to be in the infrastructure fund, paid out of there. We'll get to that after Pitt.
That's good, because I didn't remember it being in here. I knew we talked about it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a shredder,
A shredder.
chipper, you know?
Oh, we don't have we don't have a
Other things
small
are too,
chipper
like
like
the
that,
loader?
because we have the tub
Yes.
grinder.
Okay.
It
I
just
put a
does no
note
bulk.
in the back of our
sorry, I
packet
don't
here.
want-
Would it benefit you guys if, like, when you have trees down, to just pull that
Okay.
behind a dump truck and
Three-quarter ton truck.
cut them up and throw them in there and be done?
Well, based on history, no, because we had one when Dan Williams was the street commissioner, they bought one. And it was only used a few times because it just is slower. Hand feeding, making chips, hand feeding, making chips. Instead of making a big pile, loader puts it in a dump truck, full dump truck goes out there. It just saves time that way. Now, I know the utilities, they have a chipper that they use on their tree crew.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you, Chad, we've got, if you could, maybe get us a quote on your three-quarter pickup truck.
Okay.
And I know you put 50,000 in there for your three-quarter ton pickup, and then your loader, you've got $250,000. It's an estimate on both of those.
Yeah,
Those are going to be, we're going to run those through the host fund
okay.
to help out the NVH.
I know earlier this year, they got a quote on the loader, and it was $242.
Okay.
why do you have Tony Shanks on here under employees? Why is Tony Shanks named as the street commissioner under the employees list?
That's from 2024. That's old stuff.
That's 2025, it says his salary is 64,688, 75.
Well, those were calculated for the 2025 budget before he left. That's why that's on there.
Oh, and here's Chad, I found him. Okay,
Employees you got now, Chad?
I think there are 15 of us total,
15 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
not counting the Garrett Hilby, who did part-time, and still
Okay.
working with us.
Full-time. Thank you.
A lot of that's just information. It gives you guys an idea of past raises that employees have gotten and
Oh, I see,
whatnot as you
yeah.
look through it.
okay.
Any other questions for Chad or
I'm good.
anything for us, Chad?
I would just say the mosquito control, I plan on doing away with that, and selling it at auction, because we just don't, we haven't for a long time.
What is it, Chad?
Mosquito control,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
little fogger,
Oh,
it hasn't been used.
I have such fond memories of that. Probably why I'm the way I am. Gee. Has it got any value to it?
Well, probably, because it's been used so little.
I don't know. Does anyone, I mean, honestly, does anybody do that anymore?
I don't know.
You know-
I-
Yeah.
Until the next COVID call, then we can put medication in there and spread it around. Japanese did.
Not if JFK's
I
interested.
left traffic sensors at 3,500. That's when got a problem, you'd have to call Michiana Contracted to come in. And this year, we had more problems than normal.
So you had more problems than normal?
Yeah, but historically, I mean, in the last 3 years, we didn't have to call them at all.
You had
And
issues?
generally, it's under $2,000 a year.
Yeah, you've had issues up there around the mall a couple times, haven't you?
Yes, and then we had to replace that box entirely at Martin's in January. And then one of the traffic loop sensors coming out of Martin's, they had to do work on that also. I guess it was an amplifier.
So you think you're good with what you got in there, Chad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then I guess I would ask about the, let's see, the LRS paving and street paving,
Oh, yeah.
as far as possibly encumbering that, except I think it's only, what, 200-something thousand? Because you just use that towards the community crossings, correct?
In the past, Tony and them would always use it, like in the fall, if they just had some real quick areas they wanted to patch before winter, or maybe after a real rough winter. Usually, we didn't use it for community crossings
Okay.
grant, but it would be for those emergency situations, like, remember a couple years ago, actually, it was up in Haley's neighborhood, that area there, I think it was on 22nd Street. that
Oh,
was
yeah,
bad.
22nd Street, yeah.
We were able to get central paving up there, and we used local roads and street for that.
And you probably used that for Monticello Road then last year, too.
I believe we did, when we did that one.
I talked to utilities about emergency situation out here with our rippling in front of Taqueria El Puesto, but they said there would be potential street cuts still there for water line replacements. So, unfortunately,
Okay.
Where is that at?
right out here in front of the city building, when you're going to turn right.
Well, if you thought you might have a couple projects that would exceed that for next year, I mean, we can raise that limit for next year. I haven't looked recently, but I know you've probably got around $500,000 in there right now
Yeah,
in your
that's,
local roads and streets. So if you thought you had a reason where you might need more than that, we can budget for it.
I'd say that's good for now.
If you don't use it, it doesn't matter, so, but, okay.
Wait, we are encumbering something or we're not?
Just leave it the way it is. you
Yeah.
said? Okay. All right. Anything else, Chad?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. All right. Any questions for him for you? Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Appreciate your work,
Chad.
Chad.
Thanks.
All right. Parks Department. Glad you cleaned up, Dean. Kyle was telling me how you looked yesterday.
Oh, yeah, this is cleaner than yesterday. This was, yeah, still
You
not,
were getting dirty yesterday.
yeah, it's,
Before we
It's a
get
rough
started,
year.
I wanted you to introduce Jacqueline Dwiggins-Barrett, our new recreation director. She just wanted to come and see how all this stuff went, so, anyway.
Do you have a copy of the budget?
Start in, now you went through these, right, Suzie?
I did.
All right, I'm gonna let you lead this, the Parks Department.
Okay, so we're gonna do the Parks Department first. Okay. So for the salaries and wages, we included a 3%, for 2026, we've included a 3% raise for everyone. We can't honestly say that we have the money to do that, but that's what we're projecting, is for everyone to get this 3% raise that's out here for 2026. Then we're going to move on down to everything. I didn't have any questions. If you guys want to look through this, I'll just read through it quickly. I did want to mention, so for overtime, Jan, you have $5,000. And I think that you got into that this
The
year.
golf course? Oh,
No,
I
I'm
thought we were
doing-
doing the golf course.
Oh, no, I'm on the Parks Department.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do,
Want to do golf first?
Yeah, then Dean can go.
Okay,
You can do that.
sure.
I'm
All
sorry.
Yay.
okay.
We didn't have to hang around for the whole thing.
Okay, so, for the golf course, same thing, 3%, increase in wages, and then it goes down to the taxes.
Suzie, let me, you see I put an asterisk there by superintendent of clubhouse manager on the wages.
Just a minute, I'm going from what I looked at, not what you gave me today. So hold on. Yep, at 55,000, got it?
I wanted to kind of explain to you what we were proposing on this for Kyle. I don't know how much you know about the golf course or anything else, but Kyle has been instrumental in working with Dean in the last year and a half to upgrade everything out there, from working with the design of the clubhouse layout, everything in it, right along with Dean. And if I'm giving him credit that's due to you, please tell me, Dean.
Oh, it's a
The
team
elect-
effort. I mean, I'm a 100%
Digital.
team guy here. The biggest way I said it to Dave and to people is we undervalued the position, from the start, Kyle's position. I mean, it's, I knew what it was because I've done it, done all this, but, more time, a lot of weekends, a lot of weekend nights still for him. And we just have to, make it appropriate wage, for the amount of hours that are his work.
So kind of what we had proposed, we talked about this, the way that this was budgeted, the previous salary range for this job was 45 to 50, and we started him at 46. Last year, the salary went to 51 as the max, but what happened was, salary ordinance said he could go up to 51, but the budget only gave him 46. So he's been locked at 46,000. He was locked at that amount through through 24, and then just got the $1,000 raise that everybody else got through 26 or 25. So Jan didn't have the ability to go back and give him an incremental raise to get him closer to the top pay. So we had proposed to give him a $1,500 bonus at the end of the year, and then start him out next year at 52.5, and then in July, he would go to 55,000. I think he's responsible for all the internet stuff that goes on out there. Did he create all that, Dean, or did you work with him on that? And
Team effort, but yes.
yeah, all that online
I
stuff.
mean,
that's
and he is the
coming out.
clubhouse manager. He's, I've given, as time goes on, I will give him more responsibility, obviously, but, I mean, he's the one handling the staff in the clubhouse, which, if I didn't have him up there handling the staff in the clubhouse this year, I don't know what would happen. Just with everything that we have going on, He tells me when I need to work in the clubhouse, when we have a shift that can't get covered or something, that's when I step in and, work, the cash register and stuff, so.
Typically, I don't like to do things like this, but I just think here's somebody that's really taken one of our entities and helped Dean transform it into something that I think we're going to see the benefits for years.
I agree. So your point is that that's not a 3% increase. When he gets, so he gets a 3% increase, but it includes a bonus,
He's going to get $1,500 at the end of the year, what we talked about doing.
right?
And he'd go to 52.5 on January 1st, and on July 1st, he'd have 2 years in, and he'd go to top pay for that position. Is, anybody have any concerns with that, or any questions that now's the time to,
And the top pay will be 55?
yeah, for next year, yeah.
Okay.
For 2020.
So you're going to change the ordinance
salary ordinance will be changed to
Okay.
reflect it, as it will for anyone's salary that goes up, because most of, Dean's been at the top pay for, what, 25 years, Dean?
33 if you,
Okay, 33, I guess low, but.
Is that the top pay?
It is.
I think it was 21 when I started,
Wow. Okay,
early 90s.
But now's the time. Anybody have any concerns with that?
What is his current salary now?
Making 47,000 right now.
7. And in how long? 2026, he'll be at 55, is that correct?
July of 55.
July of 2026, yes.
A year from now.
But he had no incremental raise in that time, in that first year and a half, basically, is what it amounts to, other than the raise everybody got at the end of last year. Yeah, so. Okay.
Pay scale then, will we redo the pay scale then again, a year later, or what?
Well, the salary ordinance, we look at everybody's salary every year, so in a year, we'll look at everybody's again, and
Just like everybody's getting 3% this year. We're just making an exception for Kyle Smith. Okay? Everybody all right with that, so we can move on? Okay, so, as I went through the budget for the golf course, I wanted to just note that, when you go from 27,000 to 35,000 for beer, wine supplies, snack bar supplies, and then the pro shop only went up $5,000, but, they just have more business and they need more inventory. That's what that's based on, so.
expenses generate more revenue.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out.
I mean, you're adding about 4 more months of supplies needed.
Right, with the
because of
simulators. Right.
simulators operation.
So I just wanted to explain that. I just wanted to explain that increase.
Simulators working?
No,
No, but they should be hopefully up and running by the end of the week. Our
They're
goal
close.
is first part of September, with the 18 other projects we have going on. But I talked to Gene, who's helping us hang the projectors. He's hoping to hang them tomorrow, and that's the last step. So they'll be up and going.
and the $4,000 increase in fertilizers and chemicals, that's just based on increased cost for everything. Let's see, I just, the telephone, internet, and TV going from 5,000 to 8,500, that's just based on, I was just guessing it's because we have simulators now, and,
Actually, it's because we had to go with Comcast or Xfinity now to get, yes, it's a little bit to do with the simulators needing before we used T-Mobile home internet, for $100 a month or something. And then we had DirecTV, but now we have Xfinity. They ran the line up there. We're under a 2-year contract with them to pay almost $600 a month just for that. And then we have, the internet, and everything down at the maintenance barn also.
right.
So,
That's
Okay.
on T-Mobile, right?
as of right now,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, so I had a question there. Irrigation supplies, I did want to ask about that. I know that we're getting a new irrigation system, and you just go from 5,000 to 7,000. And so is that just based on the cost of using have you got the new irrigation system yet?
We have the new irrigation system installed on the driving range.
Okay,
Okay, that's all we've done, that's installed. The supplies, parts for the rest of the irrigation system, we're using more and more, supplies,
Okay.
And
More and more repairs
parts,
because of
repairs.
its age, yeah.
Right, I mean, to be honest, we have one pump failure, that's probably gonna be 15 grand. But, hopefully we're, when we get all these other projects checked off, the next step or project that I tackle is finding out what we do with our current irrigation pump station, which I've talked to you guys all, I've mentioned it many times about, can we switch from, city water to well water? That's one of the big questions. that would pay for a new pump station over a, 10-year period, so. But, that's just one of the things that,
Is that going to come up in 2026?
probably, Well, I mean, are we, no. I mean, a new pump station, if we would go buy a new pump station, put it back and use city water, it'd be 200 grand. Yeah, if we would go and do wells, you're probably looking at, 150 grand more, probably 350. But if we weren't on city water, I've gotten conflicting reports. I started working on it this spring, summer. Some people say we can use wells, some people say we can't. Like I said, I gotta get everything else kind of checked off the list and then start tackling that and see what our options are.
Do you have any wells up there currently?
We have a well at the maintenance barn and back at the park.
So you know basically what the depth you'd have.
The
to
depth
go and all
is
that.
and stuff like that. So I was actually shocked when one of them said we couldn't because, I mean, from everything that I've heard, it's always been good water up that way. But there's a golf course up in South Bend that I know called Morris Park that did a 3-well system. And I mean, that's really what I was hoping that we would be able to do. And then, because ideally we pump 1,000 gallons a minute. We used to, or at least, we used to be 1,100 with our pumps. We're down to about 700 a minute just because they have weakened over the course of the last 20 years. So, I mean, that's where that is. The 5,000 to 7,000, I mean, them are mostly for small parts, for valves, heads, solenoids.
It's fine, I know that you
Yeah.
have an increase, I'm not saying that, I'm just, so you're gonna, I thought you were doing the new irrigation system. I knew we were doing it on the driving range. I thought you were gonna try to do the new irrigation system in 2026.
Yeah, that's.
Completely.
If we were to do a whole new irrigation system, we'd look at $1.5 million, probably, if we're putting new pipes in, new heads, new solenoids, all that. Peru Municipal is doing one right now, and from what I understand, they spent about $1.5 million. And that
Okay,
includes a
good.
pump house and everything. What we need to do, probably one of our next steps is probably have an outside company come in and evaluate our system. And give us a independent, someone that's not, not with Rainbird or Toro or anybody like that, come in and tell us what our best options and future, stuff is,
Okay,
That would
So
probably,
just to be clear, so this irrigation maintenance is 7,000?
yeah, irrigation supplies.
That's supplies.
Oh, supplies, okay.
That's
I'm looking at the
irrigation
wrong
supplies.
line item.
They're doing their own work.
Yeah, this is us buying the parts.
this is just buying parts and them
Yeah.
installing
Yeah.
them. Okay, so then as I go on down, I don't have the ice maker rental, I'm guessing you just got a different ice maker.
Yeah, bigger ice maker.
Clubhouse. And, I did want to say the credit card fees, I just know that's outrageous, and I also know there's not anything we can do about it, so we'll just move past it, but it goes from $9,000 to $15,000, which is a $6,000 increase.
Now we're getting,
We're
how much of that do we get
getting
back now?
a decent amount, 2.7 to 3%, so we're getting,
So that's, if you look at this month's revenues at the golf course from the clerk treasurer's office, it's CC surcharge is what it is. And so far, they've returned $4,831.46 as of the end of August, so.
Okay,
So that does offset it, but it's.
what's the percentage that you said is, we're getting back?
Yeah, it was about, yeah.
so I think if there's a 3%
Yeah, it's 3% charge, and you think.
charge, I think we're getting about 2.7%
2.7
back.
back.
Some cards are a little different,
Okay.
and stuff like that, but from what I remember through all the stuff is, we would get charged like a, 0.1% of a credit card fee, in the end. There's still a little fee for us, but if it goes to.
You have a huge increase of a business, and everybody's paying with credit card, so,
Oh, that's.
Yeah, that's how it works.
The cash is,
Yeah.
You know,
Thing of the past. So then I'd like to go to contractual services.
yes,
So you're looking at $31,000 for contractual services.
yeah, some of the things we have in our contractual services.
Second.
It's the second
first.
page, second from the bottom.
Some of the things we have in our contractual services, a couple of the big items is T-Snap, our software that we use up there in the clubhouse is $6,000.
The new,
Yeah, we've had it for years. so,
yeah, T-Snap, okay.
T-Snap, $6,000. We've had a Rainbird irrigation, it's called GSP, we haven't done it. We've let it lapse the last 2 years, we have to redo it now because our computer's getting outdated. Anyway, that's $4,000. Airification, I put in there for about $7,000. We usually spend around 25 to 5 on airification. This year, we're spending 4,500. So I put, my thought process is about $7,500 for that. TrackMan is $2,200. Cleaning windows, or cleaning fees and window fees is a couple $1,000s. And I also put in there, our hope is that once, as we finish up some of the stuff with the driving range, that we're able to get the barn, our maintenance barn now, painted, and fixed up a little bit down around there.
So you included that in your 30?
Yeah, it's right around $30,000, but that's also $10,000 for, I'm guessing, on the maintenance barn upgrade.
For your window expense, do you have someone local doing that?
Yeah, Army of Five,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. The one thing that, as we sat here and talked, we didn't, we mentioned about the irrigation, and getting somebody to come in and evaluate our system. I checked with somebody once, and we were probably at a $10,000 to $12,000 fee for someone to do that, to come in to, go through our system and look at what we have and give us a report on what our options are. That's not in the budget. I mean, I don't know if we want to increase that to, that contractual services to 40, just in case we want to look down that road or have money for that when we go that.
You got
I mean,
50,000 in irrigation upgrade. Is
well,
that
yeah,
part of
that's,
that?
no,
That's what I was just gonna ask.
yeah, that was just, that's if we have to do some well survey, some stuff like that, or just get the ball rolling on a pump house, payment or something.
Okay, on the irrigation upgrade, you're including $50,000 just in case you can
We
do
didn't,
something.
had it in there this year too, and we didn't touch it, it's,
Okay,
yeah.
so that doesn't really affect the budget then, right, Dave, if it's already in there and they haven't used it?
Or, Dean is, what I'd say is, every year Baker Tilly says, your non-reverting golf budget is $200 high in expenses over revenue, but every year Dean comes in, he monitors it close enough that he does what he's able to do. Because the problem with him is he can't predict the revenue.
Yeah,
Weather has a lot to do with it, there's a lot of things involved. So he dreams the ultimate picture, and he works with what he has, and
and that's just like
Never
this
had a
year,
new-
I mean, this year, I really thought I would be tackling more the future of the irrigation by this point, but, with the, cart barns getting reskinned, the clubhouse, the driving range, the cart paths, the other pole barn, there's just, too much stuff going on right now to add something else to our plate to figure out where we're at with that, so that's,
no, the answer is really, there's no issue. He'll know whether he can use it or
yeah,
not.
I mean, and we've spent more money this year with the clubhouse, with, with the barn, with things that, that we weren't anticipating. I mean, there's probably $40,000 out of our budget this year that has went to, clubhouse or barns or cart paths or or something that, you know.
Yeah.
It's just-
Can't anticipate.
It is what it is, and that's what we had to tackle.
And your tree service is just to keep the trees up?
Keep trees up, stump grinding, that's our next on our list, is stump grinding. We have about 30-some stumps up there that need ground. And that was also something we were gonna do this fall, but we still might, you know. Just depends where we're at here in the next 10 days, 2 weeks.
The simulator resolution, that's just for the loan, that's just the money that we borrowed for the
Correct.
clubhouse, that included other things besides the simulators.
Correct.
Machine and equipment, $62,000. What are we buying with that?
Well, we have the loan payment of $50,000. $48,000. And then we had a rough mower in there for $50,000 and $12,000 in there for, Verticut reels.
For what?
Verticut reels. The reels that, okay, so a triplex mower, like our greens mower or
Up to the sides?
yeah, well, they got the, you know, like the old push mowers that you'd see where them are real type mowers.
Oh, I see.
A lot more advanced nowadays, but obviously, so on them, like our greens mower, we can change them out to put verticuts on. Verticut slices the grass this way in the soil, it's a health thing. It makes the turf healthier, it makes the grass healthier. In a lot of ways, it helps the thatch, and everybody always hears about thatch in yards and stuff like that. Something we monitor. We have a very old machine now, about a 20-year-old machine with Verticut reels on it. Pretty much the only thing we use it for. You know, it's an old diesel, it runs, you know, so. It just would be great and better for us if we had our greens mowers now. You can take off a reel and put a different reel on it in less than 5 minutes. So this would be, we'd be putting reels on that so we could go out and verticut our greens, verticut our tees, verticut our collars and stuff like that. In better word, dethatch them kind of.
Okay, and that, we already talked about the irrigation upgrade. Those are all the questions that I had in the budget. Does anybody else have, do you guys have any questions for Dean or?
Couple, Dean. Golf cart loan, this is the last year on the golf
Correct.
cart loan, correct?
Yeah.
And the mower and equipment loan, what's the details on that?
We have
I
three
was gonna-
pieces, or,
I mean, the terms, I know you bought numerous pieces.
okay,
There's 4 pieces on these, and plus the tractor was
Correct.
the last one. 5
they
pieces.
will, let's see. The first one is on the second year loan, or second payment. And, we got 2 of them this year that started out at the
Yeah,
beginning.
So you've got multiple loans.
Multiple different ones.
Can you just send me some details and I can include this in the notes on here? And then
Absolutely, yeah.
Everybody would have it.
Yep.
I put it in the notes, that way we know
Yeah.
from year to year that we
Yeah,
need to.
equipment's got so expensive, it's tough to, and, you know, I don't know how much, you know, Dave, I know, plays golf. I don't know how much people get out. It's been probably, in my 30-plus years, it's probably the second toughest year to grow grass. I mean, the heat, the humidity, there's a lot of dead grass out there right now. And at golf courses, I got people that tell me about everybody else's problems. It's like, I don't want to hear it, but it's good to know we're doing good. The other thing is, we purchased that sprayer last year that was on order for 2 years. I 100% believe that we had a successful year because we had that new sprayer. You know, I mean, it was $72,000, but it's worth it. It's so much easier to spray. It sprays such a better pattern. And I really do believe that our fairways stayed good. It was due to, you know, having some newer technology and some better equipment, having the tools to do the job, you know. So that's one of the pieces that we got on there, on the loan. I just wanted to, you know,
Yeah,
mention
okay,
that.
yeah, if you can just send me that info. Other than that, I don't have any other questions.
Did you ask about we talked about, you and I, about the garage and having a respect by the state? When they built your new garage, did the state come in and say it had to be this way and use different things to rebuild it?
What the state said is we had to get an engineer, which Shepler's argued with them forever, but could never get an answer from the state, that it wasn't, the square footage wasn't big enough to have an engineer do it. So anyway, we ended up paying someone come in and do it, cost us $4,500 there. And then, I think it's gonna be, the bill's gonna be $2,500 more. They had to do some probably stuff to it.
Instead of using nails and stuff, they had to use high.
The different things, yes. Yeah, they had to put some, I mean, it was beyond I'm not a construction guy or builder, but they had to do some different stuff for, I think, the footers or footage or.
Because the state and engineer, yeah.
Yeah, they made us do things that, you wouldn't, if you were building a pole barn at home, you wouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Same reason, and we were delayed at Spencer, correct?
Yeah, but I finally got KJG to give me an evaluation on it, and he said it's a Class 2 building. There's no reason for a state permit. And when I told Rob that, he's like, okay, let's,
Oh, boy, we don't tell
so,
John.
There's the difference in the two projects.
Yeah.
yeah. But we tried to apply for that 3 different times through the state, and we just couldn't get it to go through without. So that's why I was ready to go to the architect route, but Jeremy Duff from KJG is like, says, you don't need, this is a
Well,
Class 2.
That's what John said, probably the same thing John said till he was blue in the face for 2 months.
Yeah.
He went to start building get the permit in February.
Right, I remember that.
He wanted it by May. It's supposed to be done tomorrow, instead of May.
That was through the building commissioner he went to, and they went back and forth?
Yeah, well, technically, that was still outside the count,
This was a state in planning
it was
department. The one that
outside the
really-
city limits, technically still.
You were going through county planning on
Yeah.
that one? And they were telling you basically the same
Yeah, and then the
thing?
state didn't return, he got standard, emails back and stuff. So,
Okay.
I don't know, it was a mess.
Okay. Thankfully, we're past all that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't have to do it all.
All right.
Does anyone have any further questions for Dean, because I'm done with him?
The only thing
Okay. Something legit.
I'm not crazy about the Army of 5 doing windows, but
Stop it. I heard that from you already. It's fine.
me.
They do such a great job, and like they do the ones at McHale Complex, and it just, they make such a difference. They just do a really great job. So I know they do a great job there too.
Yeah, we've been
and
happy,
it's-
they come up, they're gonna probably do it 4 times a year, I mean, they've been, I got no complaints,
Well, his idea is that everybody washes their own windows.
Well, we have a lot of windows, and,
There's a lot of windows in it.
yeah, there's a lot of windows.
And it doesn't mean
And
that they're not cleaning doors and.
We clean doors and windows
all the
every-
time, every day probably.
Every day, the door windows
Yeah,
get
so,
cleaned every
but the
day.
big
Windows before
windows,
Jan.
those big windows really need that attention, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dean.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, see you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Look into this.
Where are we starting?
Okay, so now we're in the Parks Department. And, do you want to give your spiel about the 3% raise, or do you want me to just move on, Dave?
Huh?
Do you want to give your spiel about the 3% raise, or?
I think she heard it, everything. We raised everything 3%, hoping we can go that high with the raises.
Okay.
And
Does that mean that, like, temporary help, we get 3% more there?
I did not put it, well, yeah, I did put it in there for them also, temporary help, because I know the benefits you get out of paying them a little bit more each year that they
Yeah.
work for you.
Well, and so will you adjust our minimum, maximum for part-time help? Or for
What's your maximum right now, Jan?
$16?
How are you doing on
I've
spending?
got probably three guys maybe that are at 16.
But I mean, are you gonna spend what we've allocated this year? I'm trying to get a feel for, are you
Yeah.
gonna lose a lot of hours if we raise it up beyond 16, or?
We had an unusual year because we didn't do very much summer stuff, but we're gonna change that next year to try to have more summer activities. So, which means hiring some more staff for that. And so, yeah, I feel like we'll spend all of that next year for sure, so. Last year, we messed up we had a communication error with the Human Resources Director and hired 10 summer help, 10 guys for summer help. Got a lot of work done, but it did cost us some extra money to do it that way,
Yeah.
so.
That's your
So
temporary help.
But my question is, Jan, do you fear that if you raise the salaries up for a handful, you're gonna lose the benefit of having more time for your part-time?
It would only be a couple of people that will be raising it up. It's just, there's a couple guys that need to have that done, but the rest of them were still at 12 and 13,
Okay, so,
$14 an hour.
so what are you thinking? I mean, what would you like to see these ones that come back year after year for you?
You know, if we could have an extra $10,000 in there, I think that would really be helpful. But, you know, and get us up to $17 an hour so we can do that for those couple guys that are at 16 right now, so.
Dave, what's the number right now for that? Are you talking the temporary help, 56,
Temporary help,
135?
yeah.
Okay, so you want that to
Or
be
like 64
66?
if we raised it 10,000?
If we can handle that, that would really be good.
So what do you want to make it, Dave?
We can put it in there, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
What do you want to,
Temporary help is important, and if that helps retain them,
Yes, that'd be great.
so what's the number going to be, Dave? 64?
we'll just pay 64.5, that's 10,000.
Okay.
With all the work we're doing in the parks, we want to try to make them look as appealing to the public as we can by keeping them mowed and trimmed and.
Okay, so, then we go through that and we start with,
Well, you were asked about overtime a little bit ago when we first started.
right,
And I fear with the changes in the salary ordinance, or the salary checking in and out, you know, accountability, that you're gonna see a lot more overtime to be paid.
There's a stipulation in there, it said something about overtime, I don't have it with me.
And how do you see that playing out? I mean, who's going to work this extra overtime?
Well, so it'll be Kelly, it'll be our salaried people. They're not supposed to get overtime.
It says that they don't get
Comp
overtime on there.
but there comes a point where comp time isn't practical, so.
it says in the.
It says no, it says
says-
not overtime.
You don't get any overtime, you just get your salary, and you're just clocking in and out so that we know you're working 40 hours a week. That's what we discussed that last night at the meeting. And so we're not planning on paying overtime to people who are salaried for 40 hours a week. We're not planning on doing that. Like, I thought the understanding was, if I work an extra 8 hours a week, I take a day off the following week. That's how you get paid back in time off, not in money.
Okay.
Has Kelly got a 40-hour schedule? Because, you know, I sent out a thing, and I got 2 responses out of every department trying to find out, you know, one of the things that's missing from, I asked Lauren, I started with Lauren, I said, Lauren, surely HR has job descriptions and they have hours of work for all our employees? No, at least that's what she told me. So I asked.
Job descriptions.
But it didn't say, she says it doesn't specify their hours of work. Like when I, any job I have with the post office,
Contract
I
time in and
knew
out.
when I started, when I, you know. So my point, I guess, was I'm just trying to figure out which employees, what the amount of time an employee is hired to work. Like, is Kelly working 40-hour weeks? That's what I need. And is she going to be a 40-hour week?
Yep.
Okay.
So what's your concern, I don't understand your concern about Kelly. Like, do you think she works more than 40 hours a week? But she's always been working more than 40 hours a week, so getting a time clock doesn't change that.
No, I know, well, okay.
What does your overtime consist of, doing what?
What does my overtime consist, her overtime? Well, Kelly's is usually,
Whoever, you said people do work overtime, what are they doing beyond?
well, like Kelly helps with some programs. She also helps with, she takes care of our Parks Board meetings, recording those. So she's at the Parks Board meetings, no matter how long they are.
Yeah.
So then the next day, she should come in an hour later.
Well, that's easy to say when there's lots of, you know.
So section 2 says, all salaried civil employees of the city of Logansport are required to use the timekeeping for their attendance and shall not be subject to hourly tracking or overtime compensation
But they're clocking in and out, right?
for attendance.
But they're still clocking in and out. That's a record of how much time they're spending. So, you know,
Minimum of 40 hours,
But
correct?
we're not doing it for their hourly tracking, it's for their attendance. I think we're making it more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, and I don't think.
okay, that's fine.
Well, the thing is, you haven't paid her over, how many years has she worked for you?
5 years.
Yeah, and you've never paid her overtime for her work, is that
Nothing's
correct?
changing, we're not going to,
Yeah, so nothing changes. Like, she's still.
the only thing that changes is you have to
The only
clock
thing
in.
that's changing is that we have to be able, when we're audited, we have to be able to prove that the people we're paying a 40-hour week to are working a 40-hour week. We're not setting ourselves up to pay overtime to people. We can't afford that. It's not going to happen. So it's just, it's simply to keep track, for us to be able to say that we don't have ghost employment going on in the city. That's all it's for everybody. That's the purpose.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, I get paid my salary. I obviously work a lot more than that. I don't get paid any extra for the hours that I choose to work more. I mean, if I wanted to leave out my contract time before and after, I can, but obviously I have to do more as a teacher, and I do, and I get paid my salary no matter
I fully
what I do.
understand. I'm not trying to be stupid. I know what you're saying. I just think that at some point, we're going to be finding out how much more time these people are working, and you know, Kevin is that way. Jackie's probably going to be that way as well. You know, just,
Pretty sure your guys is the ones you have. Pretty sure your guys is the ones you have originally.
so, which is fine.
For you guys in your,
Just those 3 people?
yes, in your office, yes.
3 people.
So
It
doing it
should
on
be
your,
done the same way with everybody. Cutting your eye.
3 people.
All right, let's move on.
okay.
Yeah, please do.
All right, so now let's just go on, we're moving to, you have $5,000 for overtime, and that was, I think you ran into a problem this year with your $5,000, was that correct? Or no, you didn't have to transfer, that was something different?
We might have transferred money out of it,
Okay.
but I don't think we
I just
transferred.
wanted
Because
to
we only
ask that.
spent 4,000 last year, but,
Okay,
yeah, I think we're,
I did want to note that you're at $2,000, a reasonable increase for the gas and fuel.
I checked this afternoon, we're right on target for that this year.
There's not an increase in that? 22 to 22?
Right, I'm just saying, I was looking at 24, I'm sorry. So that was my question, I wanted to make sure you didn't want to increase your.
No, I'm good with 22,
Okay, all
yeah.
right, and then we have, just everything is the same. I wanted to ask about the telephone and computer going up $2,000.
Well, the telephone and computer went up that because we have, we would like to work with a contract, FirstNet Services, so that each of our full-time staff have a push-to-talk phone. It takes the that's the actual phones are a one-time fee of $1. But then the service is $176 a month for 8 phones.
And everybody can just talk to each other all day long? Oh, I see, that's good.
And it means that, all our full-time staff would have it in the Parks office building. So, and that means a lot, because there's a lot of times people aren't in their vehicles to get a hold of them, to take care of something right away. And that happens more often than you think it would, but, so this is our effort to communicate better within our own staff.
My next question was, as I go down through the expenses, I was looking at the seminars and training. You've increased that by $1,500. So do you have something new that people have to go to?
Well, both Kevin is going to finish up the second year of the Great Lakes Parks and Rec training at Pokagon, and I'd like to send Jacqueline there as well this year for our first year. It's a 2-year course, and so that's the additional, the 2 of those. So yeah, Kevin did one of those that one this year, and so and then it includes conferences for full-time or salaried people that want to go.
Okay. And
State
then,
conference.
of course, I want everyone to notice that July 4th is going from $20,000 to $25,000, and that'll last about 20 minutes.
And that, yeah, I asked he said it looks like it's going to go up 25% this year, so I totally agree with you. It's like, that's a lot of money, and it's gone, and I'd rather put it into a playground, but how can we live without fireworks for July 4th for the community?
I do think that it's well-attended, and I think that people look forward to it, and
Yes, I agree.
so, yeah, right.
I gotta admit, I'm not a big fireworks person. I can't tell you the last time I watched them, but I can hear them from my house.
I wanted to say that, so the Penman roof did get replaced this year as scheduled. Then I wanted we got the used van, which is going to be the benefit of our new program director. Then I didn't, so picnic tables are $25,000. And I know that is a big number for picnic tables, but if you have a question about that, you could go look at the ones at the Lower Spencer Park Pavilion, and they're very nice, and we're going to have those picnic tables for a long time. So I think that the selection that she's made is worthwhile.
Actually, these are the ones that are in the smaller shelters, is where they are. Those ones we got there at
The Spencer.
we got a good, at the Spencer Lower Pavilion.
Yeah.
We got those at McCord's, and they built those specially, because they're 16 feet long.
Oh, yeah, I think they're lovely. Yeah.
They're in there, so they're not gonna get thrown
Made
into the
similar to the
river.
old, are they made similar to the old ones?
Yeah, well, they're heavier dutier than the old ones are, but the ones that we're looking at are the kind that are able to be used out in the parks, in the grass, and then when the guys have to mow it, they slide, they have a runner on them, and they slide along with the mower. The mower can push it ahead so they can get that area mowed underneath it. And so we try to put those out in the grass instead of under the shelters particularly, but they are much better, and they are the ones, you'll see a lot of the brown ones that we bought those back in 2002, in maybe 3, but they've been there for 20 years. And so they're heavy duty, they're gonna last a long time, so, they're heavy, heavy rails that are galvanized, and the boards themselves are, recycled plastic that is really heavy, and, but like I said, they're just gonna last for a long time, so.
Okay, so
Can I
then.
back up one?
Oh,
one,
I'm sorry.
What's Kevin got in mind for heavy equipment attachment?
Where am I looking at?
Right above picnic tables.
Right above picnic tables, but I thought he told us that last year, what he was gonna get. I thought,
About what he got last
That
year.
was from last year. What's he want this year?
last year when he was talking to us, he only asked for 15, and then he told us what he was gonna get in 2026.
What he, just FYI, this is what his list is, a plow for the new Dodge, which is 5,000, a stump grinder, and he wants, that's in the heavy, or the heavy machinery attachment, and then.
So that's a stump
a
grinder for
new-
10,000?
Huh? That's at 10,000, yeah.
So he's
Okay,
gonna
that's
get a
what that
stump
is.
grinder? Perfect.
What is it?
A stump grinder?
Stump,
A
see?
stump grinder.
And so where's the $5,000
And
coming
we
from?
use that at the golf courses as well as the parks and like, we're gonna do all those ones, if we haven't already, on the boulevard. So, we do what we can to help out in the community on that. Then he has a Ventrac, multi-purpose mower tractor, and the one we got has just been amazing, because it also has, not ditch digging, what do you call it?
So, well, where's this at? 'Cause
The 5,000 was for the
this-
snow plow.
That's the snow removal equipment, right? And the 10,000 is the stump grinder, and so now what are you talking about?
The Ventrac mower, let me see, where's that at? It's 38,000. Yeah, Ventrac multi-purpose mower tractor for 38,000.
Yeah,
And then, the large area mower to replace our Jacobson, we've had the Jacobson now for, I don't know, we bought it when I was here before, back like in 2010. So it's a pretty old mower. It's the Batwing one that comes down and it does 16 feet at a time. He said, the one thing is that that's without a trade-in, so there might be some trade-in allowance there.
Has he got quotes so that we know that, I mean,
That's why he said 90, but it's without the trade-in at this point,
Okay.
so.
And that, he does have estimates, you said?
he has an estimate for that.
Yeah, but I don't have it right here, but
Okay, and the same for the,
for the backhoe, the same thing, yeah. It was 125. And our backhoe is, I guess there's some, yeah, I wish he were here. There was some serious issues with it that they can't just fix. And fixing it is pretty expensive as well. It wasn't worth trying to fix it, so.
what we could do is, Janet, and like I was telling Chad, if you can just, for all these different things that you're looking to buy, send us an
You
estimate
want the
on
actual
them.
quotes?
Just, yeah.
but
And
Jan, so you have snow removal equipment for $5,000, and then on the next page, you have snow plow for the new Dodge 5500. Aren't those the same thing?
What are you looking at?
So at the top of, where it says snow removal equipment, $5,000, I thought that was for the plow for
I
the
would imagine
truck.
that is for, making the Ventrac with putting on a cab over the snow over the Ventrac, so that it can be used for snow removal.
Okay, and then the snow plow for the truck is also $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on the last page. Okay, so if you go through this, you can see that there's just a lot of upgrade part upgrade park lighting at Spencer Park, $20,000. Ebert's, but the paving stuff, Dave, didn't we already have Ebert's Road in a different? We already,
Well, and I turned this in, I didn't realize how you were doing that, so.
Yeah, we had that figured in the spring, and since you weren't going to do it, we took it out temporarily, but once we knew you were ready, we'd put that back in. We
Okay,
had
so
GEO bond
so
money.
it's in infrastructure, that's where that's at?
No, that's going to be in the GEO
The
bond.
GEO bond, okay.
Yeah, well,
and wasn't that also the Little Turtle Waterway reseal? Where's that? We already talked about that.
that's going to be in the infrastructure, Jan, the reseal of the Little Turtle.
Okay, so that can go out too?
Yeah, so that
We've got
goes
both
out.
of those out?
Yep.
Where's that at? Oh, that's over here.
Did you, so we talked about this Bark Park press removal for $20,000, so that is not done yet, and you have it in your budget again this year?
We didn't, the Bark Park press box removal on the second floor, we didn't have that in this.
We just must have talked about it, I just remember it being talked about.
Yeah, we didn't put it in
We
this.
didn't put it in 2025 budget? Okay.
No, it wasn't in there.
So you're not,
Okay.
you're not removing that press box second floor?
No, we like the, yes, we'd like to, but, and that's why we've asked for $20,000 to do that. And I think that's gonna require some professional help to do that.
Couldn't use that for storage or office space or anything?
We are using, the upstairs is really moldy.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's really in bad shape. And the other thing is that people throw rocks through that glass up there. And so it's not practical to keep it,
Okay.
so.
Do you have an estimate for that also? To show that, we need an estimate to show that,
Oh,
the
okay.
construction person
All right, okay.
says that would cost $20,000?
Okay.
What's the McHale Complex acoustic?
My next question.
Acoustices?
Have you been in the Kale Complex lately?
That must have been my
It's
keyboard
acoustics.
stuck.
I don't know if it's 30,000. We've tried to get some quotes on that, and they're not returning I'm sure they don't want to do it because of, I think the fact that it's got all the sprinklers and pipes, and people don't really want to do it. But the problem, you can't have any kind of loud anything in there
Age was that,
without,
kiddo?
it's just horrible to be in. It's just, it hurts your ears.
I've been in there, I don't like it either.
Thank you.
But I don't know if it's worth.
And I think that's the one thing that will change the trajectory of that building. It'll make that building a lot more usable for lots of different things, so, especially for music. And
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Once again, you have to have an estimate for that.
But I don't have an estimate for that, and I've been working on that, but anyway.
Then you have ADA building and walkway improvements, where is that at?
That's in general, I guess I haven't identified those things, and that's what the ADA work has been done up to now, or, the evaluation. I think we just need to go through that and look at the priorities or the low-hanging fruit, those kinds of things is what I'm thinking about there.
You and I already discussed that we can remove the $25,000 for the picnic tables because it was already on the other page, or you looking for $50,000 for picnic tables?
Okay, I don't know how that happened, but I was only asking for 25.
Okay, so we can remove it on the last page?
It's on capital outlays, and then it's also on,
I still don't, see, I don't know where that is. I don't have that.
it's on,
No, those were added, I added those in off your CIP, I think. So,
where did it go as far as I know? Oh,
No.
I don't have another 25,000.
Well, on page,
This
picnic
isn't the
tables,
plow. This is to
25,000.
put a cab over
here.
this one is
yeah.
cab cover over a piece of equipment to
Machinery,
make it be
equipment,
able
and
to be
vehicle, which it
snow
probably
removal.
shouldn't go under.
Do you see more than one? I only see
yeah,
one.
that was a past one, an old one, so we'll,
Yeah, that's just 10, yeah, okay.
This is so page 3, I think, is the one that needs to go away at the bottom.
Okay.
and then we'll keep it on page 5.
Yeah, all right, so it's just in there once, all right.
Okay, new tables and chairs and racks for McHale Complex, that's $10,000. And electric access for Houston Park, I didn't know what that meant, I don't know what that means either.
Hanging racks for chairs.
No, I got that, I'm talking about
Electric
electric
access.
access for Houston Park, what is that?
Oh, we don't have any electricity except for at the shelter. And in order to do anything else at that park, anywhere else besides the restroom or the shelter, we'd like to add some electricity access either along the paths, so that we can have vendors or,
Do you have an estimate for that?
pardon me?
Do you have an estimate for that?
Not formal.
I mean, that would be a good pilot project if we keep doing, depending on,
One of the
TBD.
questions I have about that, Jan, and I'm all for it, that I would be concerned to run a lot of electric, not knowing, and then turn around 3 or 4 years from now and say, well, wait a minute, we're gonna build this over here, and then you gotta pull, you know, if you know for sure there's areas you're never gonna develop, I'm all right with it, but I'm just concerned that,
Well, I don't expect to go to areas that we'll be developing eventually.
so like, you're
Like
like,
along the trail, there in in the front area, along the athletic field, along that edge, and going east and going south along those trails that come out from the playground area there. Or even right there along the parking lot, so that food trucks can be in there, in the
Yeah.
parking lot itself. But eventually, if and when we get to do Riverside Park, it isn't gonna happen in a couple of months. It's
Right.
gonna take a great big chunk of time, and we will not be able to do July 4th there, and we'll need to move somewhere else. So I guess I'm looking down the road to have that electricity
I
at
gotcha.
Houston, is we can go to Houston Park and do those things as well. But, and honestly, so you've already, some of the stuff we're doing even this fall, it's gonna be hard to do because we don't have a lot of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to have generators on some different things, so.
Most food vendors have generators in their
Yeah,
trucks.
and you know, we hope that most of them do, and so, but there are some that don't, so.
Well, this
I'm just
is,
asking, you know.
this is a lot of estimates that you gotta get together, and we need to have this by when, Dave?
Well, there's no hurry. I mean, I would say this, I mean, looking at the total, we're gonna have to be creative here in how we go about it. You know, if it's a process of eliminating some things down the road, Jan, then we prioritize them, but at least we leave them on for now, because like I've said, once we advertise our numbers, they can only come down.
They can't go up, yeah.
well, okay, so last year we had talked about focusing on Spencer Park last year and getting it 100% complete, and like maybe having like a ribbon cutting ceremony and everything for it, like this park is check, done. How far away are we from
Well,
that?
they actually started today on the storage building. The playground is ready for safety surfacing for Live United Day. We hope to
Are
have,
all the water lines in?
I think they are. We just
Yeah.
have to clean up from them.
Did I see, do they
We'll have-
run water lines to the south, or the north side of High Street?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice.
And they did that with their berry, how, they went under the street. And, we just gotta get our drinking fountains back up and operational and, but yeah, those are done. And we're, you know, like I said, we're cleaning up all
Yeah.
the dirt from that, so. That's pretty good, actually.
I just didn't know if we needed to do something like that again this year, like where we're putting a lot of focus on one park again to,
She has,
We've
on
got
this
two
list.
things on
She
there.
has-
You've got your lights, weren't those for at Spencer Park, the lights that you have
Yeah,
on
we
there?
still need to order those. I think Kevin was talking about getting some that we, like the ones we have at Houston Park, because they're really, they can bring them down to access them. I mean, they have a bolt in them at the.
Oh, they're like a
At the
telescope,
bottom,
yeah.
and it just lowers them so that
Oh,
we're able
nice.
to
Swings
maintain them
down.
ourselves. I think that's what he's talking about, and he's just looking for the right price for that, so.
Okay. So you got that, and then you're gonna put a crosswalk on High Street up at Spencer Park.
And I don't have, I've been working with HWC to help me with a quote on that, and I haven't got very far
Okay.
with them, and
But the playground, this $250,000 for playground equipment for Riverside Park, we already funded that because we're already doing it, correct?
for Riverside Park?
Oh, I'm sorry, what I want to say about Riverside Park is can we take this out because we're not applying for that grant and we don't get to change that yet?
Well, I'll just say this, the Parks Board would really like for us to get started on Riverside Park. I think we're at a point where we really need to. It's lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, but you want to spend
With the
$250,000?
event center and the hotel that hopefully is coming in.
I'm just saying, if you look at your grand scheme of things for Riverside Park, that playground equipment, I thought you were moving the whole playground. Like you're,
Rearranging.
yeah, I thought you
Yeah,
were.
we are.
Okay, so you're not gonna, if you want $250,000 to do a playground equipment at Riverside Park, are you gonna put it where you're gonna have it at the end result?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We can still do that, but we have to do the work to get the old basketball court out, that old building that's there. It used to be a shower house, I guess.
Yeah.
And get that ground all leveled out. And so that means some more extra dirt, probably. The cornhole and horseshoe courts will probably have to come out.
so you're just gonna,
But we're gonna do it so that eventually, the parking can go further this way. Eventually, maybe the miniature golf can extend further towards where the playground is at, the current playground. The nice thing is that we can build without having, well, we still have the old playground there. We can build this one without
without messing with the old one.
yeah.
Okay,
For a period of time. Now, the other option is, instead of playground equipment, maybe we go ahead and get the actual design work for the whole area, the construction plans ready to go, and for whatever work we really want to get done, and then go after the grant with that in our hand. Because if you have it ready, shovel, you know what you're going to do, they're more likely to give you that grant. So that's the other option, instead of spending it on the playground like that, so. The actual, so.
So with the actual plan, you'd come up with a finite number, pretty much, on what it would cost to do everything within that design?
Well, the first estimate I got from, just to do the parking, the roundabout, and the playground, and a shelter, was 1.2 million. Plus another couple $100,000 for the design work for all that. So,
Okay.
so if we decided we wanted to do the river overlooks that are in that plan, that might take a little more effort, but I have not done any kind of RFP to anybody about design work for that project, but,
so that's something that the Parks Board decides if they want to do so you had $250,000 that you're asking for specifically for playground equipment, so, it costs $250,000 to get this estimate that you're talking about, this
Design
plan.
work done.
The design, that costs $250,000 also?
probably somewhere in that amount, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a lot of estimates to get figured out. That's a lot of money.
Well, Riverside Park is not gonna be cheap.
No, none of it is true. I do want to let everybody know that it's going to be done before this year is out, is the shade at Tower Park, it's not Tower Park.
Muhlhausen.
Muhlhausen Park, there's going to be a shade thing, surf.
Over the
what is it
playground.
called? Yeah, over the playground, so that, I mean, that playground, if you go there when it's 90 degrees out, which it was this whole summer, it's, we need that put there, and it's going to be done, so.
And I'm working on it.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
thank you.
working on it. But I feel confident that we're gonna be able to take care of that for the amount that we've got
Set aside.
for it. so.
Okay, does anyone else have any more questions about the parks budget?
I had one. Did you put in a exhaust fan in the bathroom at Riverside Park yet?
Yes,
You did?
I think so. yeah.
Okay. How many other bathrooms do we have? We got Spencer, we have one at Fairview,
Spencer, Fairview.
Those are pretty much new.
Riverside,
new restroom,
Houston.
correct?
That's 4. And then Dykeman in the very back there.
They have exhaust fans in bathrooms there also?
I don't know if there's one at the new Dykeman, but there is at the other ones.
Okay. Yeah, there needs to be, like at Riverside, I complained, I think last year, at Squeal and the Eel. It was very hot, very smelly, people were running out gagging, not to ruin somebody's good time, but
No, it's considerably better.
good. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, was considerably.
Yeah, I recognize that too, and, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's ready
Okay,
to go.
okay, thank you.
Okay, now let's try to move quickly through the swimming pool. So the swimming pool expenses, as you go down, are basically the same. Let's see, the only thing that I saw here that I wanted to ask about, I wanted to ask about the telephone at the swimming pool. Is that a landline, Jan?
It is, and it's through Comcast, and we've got that down to $200 a month, and we're working at trying to get it further down. So we tried to do it with them in establishing a basic service, and then expanding that when we're there, but then they don't go back like they're supposed to, and it's been a very difficult management situation with Comcast. But we finally got them to a point where here's the amount every month, that's where we're at, to have, so we can operate our cash register system that goes through our Civic Rec and keeps really good track of how many people are coming and going, and holding on to numbers, like our free days, we can offer those again. What we had left from this year, we can offer those again next year because they're right there in the system. We know we took those in, so. But anyway, that's our phone as well, and internet service. I don't know if we actually provide Wi-Fi to the visitors, though, through that, but I don't think we do,
It's all right.
so.
Well, one thing on that one was, when we had our very first meeting, I believe the clerk treasurer's office had said something about the seasonal help and how some of the people were only getting paid like for 1 or 2 hours per pay period, and that's, we'll end up paying them. It costs the city more to hire them than they're actually working,
Right, we discussed
by the time they
that.
get their
We-
uniforms and their drug tests and everything.
Right, I already had a meeting with Jan about that, and we discussed it,
Okay.
and it's going to be a more conscious effort. Is that what you want
Yeah,
to say?
oh, yeah.
A more
Okay.
conscious effort in next summer.
You know, it's really hard to, when they're 15, 16 years old, they don't know what they don't know yet at that point. If it's their first job and they think they're gonna be there all the time, and, oh, but my family has vacation, oh, but I have band camp, and oh, but, and so it's really hard to manage those people. And one thing is that the lifeguard reimbursement only goes to those guards who have stayed out of trouble, and also they've done 18 hours a week.
Yeah.
So they don't get reimbursed unless they've done the time. I think it's 180 hours over the whole course of the summer if they have to leave early. If they're a college student or something, they had to leave early, but,
She's talking about the certificate.
the yeah, they get
for
their,
the lifeguard
so we
reimbursement.
reimburse them for getting their certificates with that 1,500. We did try, we actually, she was ready to hire 28 guards when we first started. We got it cut back to 24, and even that, by the end of the summer, it was hard to staff the pool at that point with the ones that they had. So, but we'll have to, we'll see how that comes out this next year, because I think I got somebody new coming in that has a lot more experience with that, so.
And Jan and I were having this discussion, it's very important that we as the city don't get ourselves in a liability situation where we don't have the right number of lifeguards working at a pool. Like, we have to have, that's our responsibility, and so that was discussed also.
I have to be, I'm kind of proud of them. They only went $70 over our budget for lifeguards and cashiers this summer. That's pretty darn good, for the whole summer. So, but plus the FICA and Medicare and stuff. So they kind of hit it right on the head, honestly, for the number of hours that they had people working this summer, so. The one other thing I think we can do, I found out this afternoon that chemicals are only going up 5%, so we really only need 13,000 on chemicals instead of 15. And,
Okay,
and if you want, because we did keep it right at 45,000 for wages and salaries for lifeguards and cashiers. If you want to just do 46,000 instead of 48, I'm good with that too.
okay.
I did look at the utilities this afternoon too, and I think the 23,000 is probably going to be just about right.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments for Jan? Okay.
Non-diverting operating?
Still one more?
One more.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Jason was hoping.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know, what questions do you have about it?
I didn't see many changes at all in there.
Have anything to say about that?
I did take a look. I think your revenue mid-year was about 36,000 for the park. Does that sound about right?
Oh, well, I looked at that today too, and it's at 40,000, almost 40,500 right now.
Those last two pages.
So, and that includes all the rentals, it includes all the lessons and program activities. The program activities have all, the ones that we charge for, have all run in the black.
Okay. All right, I got it. Okay.
And, so in tennis lessons, the concession, as far as I know, ran in the black as well.
Does the parks, is it the same with the credit cards as Dykeman, or no?
Yeah,
Or you
it's
get
a-
money back
it's a
and
tough-
the-
It's a tough one for us too, yeah.
But is it the same program where?
No.
No.
It's different, and we probably need to start charging, and that's one of the things we're probably gonna try to work at.
I will say this, Jan, that, I believe Haley and Cam and Tyler are all going to it. There's an IoT representative here tomorrow that's Indiana Office of Technology.
Okay,
Several others when we were in Kokomo at a seminar they put on was they have plans through the state to minimize the fee charges and stuff for your parks, your utilities, all these different entities within the government. So, you guys might kind of take some notes on that tomorrow. There may be an avenue to go through the state to help assist. Even Dykeman may be a better deal where they could get out of the deal they're in, and I don't know, but they just talked about it, and I'm not going to it because I'm not an IT person, so.
Part of the problem is that's through our Civic Rec programming, our software that runs all our reservations and registration programming. So, they specify which ones what services can be used. So I don't know.
I'm just throwing it out there,
Okay, so when
and, that's a question that they could ask. Is it compatible with what
Okay.
you've got?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here a little bit.
So when people do the reservation online, they pay with their credit card, that's what these fees are. They also have the option to come in and drop off a check as well, but, so I think that would be like an incentive then. I mean, if you pay with credit card online, you're going to,
Get charged.
there's going to be a certain
Well, that's
fee,
part-
and then,
But part of it is if we charge them to do it, then that's that incentive, that they don't want to pay that, then they got to bring in cash or a check.
Is that a contract with those credit card fees? Is that a contract? Like, you didn't sign yourself up for anything that you can't get out of, did you?
I don't know, it's been several years since we've done anything like that, so, since we signed this on this list. I think we were still, it's probably been 4 years since we've done that.
I'm sorry, but I did have a question about musical performance. It went from $0 to $900, and I just wanted to ask what that is for.
Actually, we paid 824, or we had an $800 budget in '24, and this year's is 800. And those are the ASCAP and BMI licenses, I guess, if you will, or, registration for being able, anything we do in the parks with music, even if it's somebody else playing licensed music or copyrighted music, they're exempt from any kind of retribution.
Well, this said 0 for 2025, and then it said $900 for 2026. Is that what yours says?
yeah, but then there's another one on a different page that said 2,500 or whatever she's talking, the last page, 4th of July music.
Yeah, but I just presumed that was for that.
And then, yeah, musical performance, 0, and then 900.
The musical performance is probably misnamed, needs to be renamed. It's musical licenses, I guess
Licenses.
really is what it is.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
You're dismissed.
I brought my calculator, I was ready for you guys tonight. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you, Jan.
Yep, thanks.
Jan?
Sorry, Jason. Oh, good. I saw that. That was helpful. Okay, cool. You bet.
Hello.
How's everybody?
Just peachy.
I did.
You did? Okay.
But remember?
I don't remember. I didn't bring that sheet. That's why I couldn't remember. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I did talk to Robin about that today, and she said it was.
Okay.
Everyone moved money out of one.
Yeah, I went through and looked at all
She
of
was
your
puzzled
budget,
by it.
and it was really confusing, because like how you can move money from different line items, but then when I looked at like the sheet that says everything, I was like, nothing is matching up.
Yeah, she said, what's going on? I don't know.
Last year, no.
Looks like-
Mine didn't match with what you had. It's-
Is it,
Hoping we
here's
got
the
the same
question,
one.
is the one we have right in front of us gonna work?
Yeah.
this
Is
the
it
one-
Form 1?
Huh?
Do you have the Form 1?
Well, not really, it's,
Okay,
No.
all right.
it's close to it.
All right, we'll just let you go through it and.
We have Dave's version of our budget, that's what we have.
That's why they're so
We'll
confused.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll let you go through it and then we'll stop and ask if
I
you have
got all
any
my
questions.
cliff notes on there, it's my memory.
I understand. I understand.
I have like personal services first, the salaries and wages.
Okay, yep.
That's the page I have.
We'll let you just talk about it and then we'll
Personal
stop you if you have any
services.
questions.
Is that on the,
Like the salaries and wages?
General, you guys are lit up there.
I was say I got lit first, but. No, I don't know that I have the salary wages one.
Tell you
Yeah,
what,
I do. I've got it, but there's nothing written on it.
So I can give you
let me
one.
give you my copy. 'cause
Okay.
Mine's gonna be a little bit different than yours.
All right.
We've gone ahead and looked and done.
All right, cool. Yeah, yeah.
And it probably doesn't look anything. like
No,
it.
it looks absolutely nothing like that.
This is Dave's version.
That's fine. I get it.
We have Dave's budget version.
So I assume, Dave, you already went through and put in a 3%
Yes, yes.
for everybody, which is what we're thinking at the moment.
That's what I've heard through the grapevine, so,
Yeah, that's what we feel will be the maximum we can probably give.
all right. So do you want like his 3% numbers, is that?
Well, we can go on
You
down
can just
below
go
that.
through and tell us, like, if there's some different changes or different things that you're asking for, and we'll,
I guess we can just go through, as far as firefighters, next year, I'm not, as it stands right now, I won't have any probationary. Because everybody,
You got one guy, I believe it's got half a year next
I
year.
think May would be my last one coming
Yeah,
off of probation,
yeah.
so,
That's why you see, if you look on there, that's why you see the low salary number for,
okay, yeah.
Probationary.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. I think I got,
So that 29.8 is just for one person for
it's
6
about
months?
6 months,
yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say, I'll have two that come off in January. One comes off of probation in February, I think, and then the other one's in May.
Yeah, yeah, 2 of them are January 1
Yeah,
appointments,
yeah,
so.
January and then,
Yeah, I looked at that, I was kind of surprised, actually.
yeah, well, I hired like 5 right in a row, so. The assistant mechanics is nothing. We went to the 3 mechanics earlier this year, which has turned out to be a great move. We've saved a lot of money on repairs, so they were able to do, we had 2 leaf spring repairs, probably saved, I guess, around $6,000 just by us doing those ourselves, buying the parts ourselves. We had, there's like 8 bolts on this job. The place we were getting it done, they were charging $150 a bolt. We found them for $6. So that's, it
$150.
was $150 a bolt. And not to mention the fact
Pretty
that
good
the truck was
return.
gone.
Right?
Yeah, there was a little bit on markup, so not to mention the fact the truck was gone for a week at a time. It was down for about 6 hours the first repair and about 4 hours the second repair, so it worked out really well. I had to buy them some tools and they went to town on it, so that was great.
Do they have any kind of, I mean, is there training for these guys that they can go to, or?
One of them's on the job training, the other guy, he went to college for a diesel mechanic.
Oh, wow.
He worked in his dad's diesel mechanic shop growing up, so. he's-
So you got your guy there that can
yeah,
train.
We're pretty set there, so,
Nice.
yeah. Let's see here. Still 3 assistant chiefs, 3 mechanics, 3 captains, 1 arson investigator, 1 inspector. It'd be 27 firefighters.
that's how many you currently have?
On on firefighter side, it would be 20, no. Let me think here. It'll be 26. Because there's 4 on probation right now.
So, but for next
This is for
year?
next year, yeah, like,
And is that considered fully staffed,
that
or?
would be fully staffed currently with we're 33 firefighters, count probationary and all that, lieutenants and all that stuff in there. 33 firefighters and then myself. So 34 is fully staffed for us,
Okay.
as it currently is. Lieutenants it's 6,000, but actually, we have our arson investigator is a lieutenant also, so there's really only 5 lieutenants. And then all the FICA, Medicare, perf. There's nothing on clothing, so that should be,
It's in your lit.
as is it, okay, there you go. Oh, yeah, I see it right there. And then the part-time secretary. That's,
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So on that, did I have that one marked wrong then on there, Jason, the lieutenants?
yeah, it still says 6, and that actually can go to 5, because he is the arson I got the lieutenant arson investigator, so that can go to 5 right now.
Yeah, I thought we were moving this guy in there.
We did,
So you still only had 5?
but we still only have 5,
Okay.
yeah.
Because see, I zeroed this
Yep,
one
yep,
out.
yep.
So this is
Lieutenants
just 5.
is 5, yep.
Okay, so on your form, there's 5 lieutenants, that'd be 5,000 then?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, everything else good on there now?
Yeah, other than I don't have a salary.
The-
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. There I do. I was looking up
We're
there.
gonna, we're gonna continue. You guys
Okay.
gonna continue. You thought that
Be all right.
zero up at the top was for
I was like, okay.
Is the arson investigator, that $3,000, is that correct, since he's also a lieutenant?
I'm sorry, what?
You said your arson investigator is
investigator, he gets-
also a lieutenant?
Yes, he
So-
just gets the 3,000 stipend. He doesn't get 4,000 for it.
Okay,
So he's doing both
He's
jobs.
doing both jobs, so.
okay.
No questions.
All right, you guys, everybody on the lit?
Double of these.
Yeah, the clothing allowance is the state minimum, 6,800. Overtime's at 40,000. And I don't think anything else there is mine. So I've got, office supplies next, on the next page. Is that where everybody's at? Okay, 3,000 for that. Garage and motor, 4,000, staying the same. The next one's batteries. I had increased that to 8,000, because we were told in an EMS board meeting that the batteries for our auto pulse machines, our CPR machines, shut off at 5 years, period. There's no,
What's the machine,
it's auto pulse that does CPR.
oh,
Which we had no idea. And I have 12 of those batteries that'll shut off in August of '27. So my thought was I was gonna start staggering them out. They're about $1,000 a battery. So I was gonna start staggering them out, but the Zoll rep who, they manufacture that, he said in '28, you're not gonna be able to get anything for those. There's a new system out, and in '28, they won't, the bands that go across the patient, those are disposable, and we won't even be able to order those. They quit making them all, so we can drop that back to 3,000, and we're gonna have to figure out here, and probably a CIP or something on getting,
So this is,
Couple machines.
this is the one that automatically does
yeah,
the,
yeah, it'd be, put them, it's a
And it's-
board, and
and it's
wraps
gonna be
them, and
obsolete?
push a button, and it does high-quality CPR, and
They
the,
want you to get the other one.
Want you to upgrade.
They want you to upgrade.
Yeah.
And actually,
It's a forced
Forest County
upgrade.
EMS is already
Been there
upgraded.
too long, seems like we bought that yesterday.
Well, and we did, I mean, it really,
Yeah.
they're not that old, but that system's been out since 2000. And I didn't realize it till the Zoll rep gave me the information on it. so.
Okay.
So we're dropping it back to
So we
3.
can go back to 3,000.
It'll be on
for
the
that,
CIP
and then
then.
we're gonna have to look at CIP or something.
Yep.
New hires, I don't see that being crazy like it was this year, so I dropped that down to 10, as far as PPE. Arson stayed at 500. EMS supplies, I dropped that to 3,000, again with the Parkview coming in. We've been told that there's a thing called Friends of Parkview, and EMS can buy their supplies at Parkview rates, which they've got, I forget Dave what he said, like 27,000 vendors or something crazy. So they get really good prices, and so we'll be able to be involved in that, so we won't need near as much EMS supply money. Fire hose I left at 7,500. SCBA tanks I dropped down to 3.
Can I ask you a question? On the fire hose, how much hose does that buy? I'm just curious, because, I mean,
Actually, I
we
just
funded
bought,
every year.
I bought 5 sections of the large diameter, and it was $4,500, so.
And
those are really
how long is
expensive.
5 sections of it?
It's gonna last a long time.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting to where we're gonna have to start replacing some of our smaller diameter cloth hose, so.
Yeah.
I've got some left in there this year, toward the end of the year, I'm gonna start buying some of that.
Purchase, yeah.
And then, next year we'll go. get
You had asterisks by the original one. Was there a reason?
I don't remember anymore.
Okay.
I think it was just so that I'd remember to ask. Yeah.
Tires, I increased by 500. We got to put tires on one of the pickups at the end of this year, and then some of the bigger trucks are going to need some tires. Again, with the mechanics and some of the tools we bought, we are to where we can change our own tires on the big trucks, so that's going to save us quite a bit of labor there, so that's a good thing. But those tires are really expensive, so. Equipment supplies, on the next page, I left at 3,000. Gas, I went up to 27.5, just because fuel prices are going up, and I'm not sure where we'll be on our contracts next year, so, again, like Dave said, I'd rather go high and then come down than say, oh, I need more money. Cleaning supplies, dropped that to 2,500. The tactical water rescue, all that stuff, we left at 25.
Well, that went down. Yeah, you
Up
had
5.
5,000 last year.
Did I really? I have 25 on mine.
Dave has 5 on his.
I don't have last year's. Last year, we were establishing our technical rescue team. We can always use more equipment. We were able to secure, EMA was able to secure about $40,000 worth of equipment for us. We're
How much?
about 40,000. And some of that came through pilot, and,
Yep, it was.
there was
It was 25.
Yep.
some good stuff there, so,
It was 25, so 25 is good, or?
Yep.
yeah, I think we'd be all right there.
Okay.
Furniture and fixtures, that was 5,000, I dropped that to 3,000, and the reason it was 5 for this year is we got a new dining room table, I was planning on buying new dining room chairs, and the guys said they like what we have, so we're keeping what we have and rehabbing those, so dropped that down to 3,000. General
Was that
supplies,
Was that the table you guys built?
yeah,
If you haven't seen it, you guys need to go check it out.
it's pretty
Pretty neat,
cool.
pretty neat.
We ran into some issues with it when our air conditioner went out this summer, it kind of warped it a little bit, so we're hoping this winter we can, it got really humid in there, really bad, so. We're hoping we'll be able to bring it back, but it's a really cool table, they did a great job on it. Let's see here, general supplies, 15,000, kept it there. But left physicals at 9,000. Hazmat's at 500. That should
And
be.
is that enough? Because you, just when I was looking.
We
at
transferred
the-
some money this year into
Uh-huh.
that, and that was, what did we do with that? That was early in the
You-
year.
As of like
It-
July, you would use 664, so you'd used over the 500.
Yeah, it was, we transferred some money into it to purchase, I think it was something to do with some of the technical rescue stuff.
Right, so is 500
I think
enough for
500 would
next
be
year?
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, it was something to do with, I think our metering equipment. And the EMS fire, again, it could go, I had 35, just leaving it, but with Friends of Parkview, it can go down also. So, we could drop that down to 3,000 fairly comfortably, I believe.
Yeah, you haven't, as of July, you hadn't used any out of that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's your EMS fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think originally that was when we were buying or leasing our oxygen tanks, and then EMS got a system to fill those that we've been buying, or we were planning on buying some, defib pads and that kind of thing, so. And I would really like to look at upgrading our defibs at some point, where they're compatible with the monitors that EMS is using. So we get there, we put our pads on, they've got to take them off, put their pads on, kind of waste of time, so kind of ridiculous, but that's something.
Is that something in here, or something that would have
It's
to be on
not something
CIP?
in there, but, I'm gonna look at what kind of money I have toward the end of the year. I mean, our defibs are not anywhere near end of life. They're the same ones we have here in the city. I think those were bought with a grant, a while ago. And like I said, I bought one last year, and it's the same as what they're using, so I put that on what you want, so I'd like to buy one and put one on for. I think between those two EMS,
Is that something we could use like GoBond money for, or?
Well, how much money is it?
I want to say it was like $5,000, $6,000. which they-
Switch them over?
What's that?
To
To
get a new
switch
one?
To switch them
To
over?
get a new one, yeah. It wasn't near what they used to be. Those things used to be
So you
really
have one on the
expensive.
engine one, so you need one for forward.
I would like to have one, at least on Engine 4, one on the rescue. of it.
So if you get an estimate, and we can add that on to the end of the budget, can't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll get a hold of our Zoll guy and see what they are. Just make sure.
Quickly as you can.
Okay, yeah, I'll call him tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Instructions and training, I went up 3,000, and the reason that is one of the biggest, or the biggest fire conference in the country is held in Indianapolis every April, and I would love to send some of my guys down to that conference for some quality education. The best instructors in the world are there, so that's why I increased that like that, so. Let's see here. Lexipol is, I left it at 10.5. Somebody's dropped the ball on the Lexipol end, and I'm waiting on to see what that is for this year. For some reason, our contract with that is not current, and I don't know why. I paid them the end of last year, but that was in arrears, so I'm not sure what happened there. So they're looking into it. They actually called and wanted to know why we weren't using them anymore, and I said, we are absolutely using you. What are you talking about? And they never shut off our system or anything, so. So I'm thinking that for the SOP solutions is 10.5. Photography, I left at 1,000. Fire safety promotions, I left at 3. Postage and shipping, I went up to 2,300. We're going through that pretty quick. Telephone and internet, I went up to 8,000. Utilities, I went up to 35. Those are going up, and we have just recently taken back control of the East End Fire Station from EMS, so we're paying utilities on that again. so. Let's see here. Station repairs left at 12.5.
It looked like you had moved money
We
into that.
did move some money for, we had the air conditioner went out, so.
So that was just a one-time thing.
It was, well, we hope so. But I do have one of the condensing units, does look like it's leaking, and I don't know, I'm thinking those are original. Don't know that for fact, but I think they are, so. At least the condensing units outside, so it was, we moved some money around, it was 13,000 for that, but we were able to move within series. Equipment repairs, I left at 29,000. We're doing pretty good there, even with some big line items that we were able to save quite a bit of money on, so that was good. Radio maintenance, we left at 3. Pump test, I went up to 3,500. We get that done and it should be coming up here in October or so, and I think this year it's gonna be over 3,000. Because it was right, they didn't do one truck last year and it ended up being, I think it was like $2,800, and they didn't do one truck because there was some serious issues, so. They ended up doing that, later in the year, so we ended up okay there, but I think it's gonna be more than that. And then maintenance contracts, I have 12,000. I talked to Dave a little bit. I've been approached by, in the contact with Lexipol, they were talking about all the different platforms that they have. And one of the platforms they have is a wellness, it's a wellness platform. What it is, it's basically an app or web-based, either or, that is open to all firefighters and their families. And it kind of goes along with our employee assistance program where we've got a contract with Dr. Dardine out of Lafayette. You know, if they need something now, they've got to, you know, look the number up, find the card, whatever. This will have a direct contact to it. All they got to do is push the button, and they'll be contacted with her. There's also like 60 just different wellness type things like sleep and nutrition and different things to help them out. And then there's some peer support type things in there too. They'll nationally certified any of our guys that want to go through the peer support training. So it's a pretty good deal. You know, the mental health side of first response is huge. It's becoming, unfortunately, one of the number one killers of firefighters across the country. So I think it's a good thing. I was able to move some money around in the budget for the contract for this year. So I would like to add 5,000 more to the maintenance contract so I could have that moving forward. And they actually, Dave, from the time that I talked to you, they actually knocked another 10% off, so. That's for the 20. It's a year-to-year contract, yeah. So I can cover this year in my budget. So I plan on reading the contract with Border Works tomorrow, so.
So does this need to be 17,000 instead of 12?
17, yeah.
And how do you know if in fact your firefighters are using what you're paying for them?
It's totally anonymous, and then there's a dashboard that I, as the chief, can see what the usage is on it. So
Activity, but it doesn't really give you names.
no,
probably.
there's absolutely
So
no
you-
names at all. So like.
Have
if
they
I-
started using it already?
No, we haven't yet.
No,
No, I
okay.
haven't got it. So like if I see, you know, I've got 15 firefighters that are using, you know, the nutrition one. You know, maybe that's something we need to look at, that, you know, they're really interested in doing better, or fitness or something like that. So, you know, I'll be able to tell what they're using and when they're using it. So, but it's totally anonymous, so I won't know.
So if you pay for it for this year, and then if you see it's not being used?
Oh, yeah. I'll nix
Then
it.
you won't renew it?
Yeah, I won't renew it, no.
Okay.
No, it'll have to be being used, or I'm not gonna pay for it. So.
Okay.
The CO2 calibration and fire extinguishers, still 2,500. Miscellaneous, still 3,500. Subscriptions, still 4. Membership, still 6. Food and lodging, I kicked up to 2,500 to kind of coincide with that FDIC, because we'll probably have some hotel room type stuff during that time. So I wanted to increase that a little bit. Reimbursements, I left at 1,000. And then capital outlays, the roof got replaced on Station 4 this year, so that's done.
Get replaced?
Yep, it's been
It's
replaced.
done? Okay. Just not been paid for yet?
Yeah, it's paid for.
Well, that's as of June, though, the end
Oh,
of June.
okay.
so
Yeah, I want to say it was July when it was done.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, it just said that
Yeah.
zero had been
It's been
spent on
paid
that.
for.
Okay.
And then the weight room fire, we wanted to leave that at 1,500. And then the
So you don't have that
bunker.
in there?
I had a zero in there.
This has zero.
You want to leave that at 15?
Yeah, I'd like to leave that at 15.
All right. Have you got, can you, like, give us a list of, like, the age of all your bunker suits?
I can, yeah, I've got a list. And
We got 31.5, how many more do you think that's going to get you, Jason?
I don't remember, I think it was 6.
6 more? I know they've gone up since we first started getting
Gone
them.
up a little bit in price, but we're still using, it's still the cheapest state price we can get, so it's,
Not complaining, I just,
We're doing-
I mean, everything goes one direction, but
Yeah.
I was just curious with all your new
I think we're
people,
at 6,
to see,
right?
because what's the lifespan, 10
10
years?
Yeah, yep.
To see where we're at and what we're looking at just down the road.
And I think it's, the 6 are myself, 3 assistant chiefs that don't wear it every day, they don't fight fire, but
Yeah.
on occasion, so. And then some of the guys some of the older guys that their gear's in pretty good shape, so we went through and checked it all out and got the ones
Yeah.
that were destroyed.
Yeah, well, it's good to keep those
Yeah.
things.
Yep, so. So that's,
And those are the suits, the bunker suits are the ones they wear into the fires for protection.
yep.
Okay. Then you got radios, remotes, speakers,
Yeah,
batteries.
so for the CIP, I put in 75,000 for a chief's vehicle, which was we originally had that in the year before and then took it out for the raises last year.
Now, will you do what had been talked about in the past, give the vehicle you have to the inspector
The
to use?
inspector will use mine, or the vehicle I have, and then we'll get rid of the current investigator van, which is like I think it's a 2000.
Like the white rusty one?
The white rusty van that sits out back,
Yeah.
that looks ridiculously bad sitting
Yeah.
back there, yes,
It really
that
is.
one. And that was actually, that was the old Dare van from the police department originally, so. It's been around for a while. Actually, I looked earlier this year and trade-in value on it was like $5,000. That was shit. But that was, so, but yeah, that would be my plan there.
Okay.
And then, I have a storage building in the CIP. If we indeed do lose Station 5, the west side, old firehouse at Front and West Broadway, we use that for storage, so we're gonna need something. And right now, we have our old steamer engine that was it used to be at the carousel, and they didn't want it at the carousel anymore, so it is sitting in that storage. So I would love to find some place to display that. Beautiful. I don't know. I would love to put it across 7th Street there at the corner of 7th and Race, but we only own the city only owns just a small portion of that I think there's 3 or 4 lots right there. I think the city owns just a small portion, but city-owned property would be the best place to put it, so you don't have to buy property.
Well, and having it close to where you are makes sense.
That would be the way to be. I mean,
Yeah, it'd be
it would
kind of silly to
great, but
build a
like I said, the
storage
city,
barn at the other.
Nice if we could talk the county into selling you just a little piece down there by the alley.
that'd be perfect.
Or donating it.
That'd be perfect. There is a lot that is owned by the county right now.
Oh, that's
But
a good idea.
Did the fire safety house get out of there?
Yep.
It's gone?
House is gone. Yep.
You sold it?
Yeah, yeah. It had a lot of black mold in it.
Really?
A lot of leaks and, yeah, it was,
Put that smoky stuff in there,
yeah,
I
it was,
guess.
it was not in great shape. A lot of the windows have been leaking, the vents on the roof have been leaking, and it was time, so.
Yeah, well, with the condensation. that
Yeah,
makes it
yeah.
Surprised you didn't pick that up, Cam.
Hey, Cam, you did it.
And then the other thing there is.
Drive it here.
The radios with the remote speaker mics. So in 2023, the whole county went to 800 megahertz systems. All the fire departments, all the dispatch and everything, so we're all on the same system, and the county bought us all portable radios. And they work, they do the job. But if you look on Motorola's websites, they're for security guards and, you know, schools and things like that. There doesn't say anywhere on there that they're for firefighting. The radios I have priced here, this is for 12 of them. For the first year, I'd like to get them for the riding positions we have with an extra battery. The guys can switch them out. These are fire radios. The weak link in the whole fire radio system is the remote speaker mic and the cord that goes to it. These are the only ones on the market that are rated for a temperature, and they're rated for 500 degrees, which is pretty good, pretty hot. And they can also, well, you can submerge them for up to 2 weeks in water and pull them out and use them right away. They've got drains built into them, where the ones we've got now, if they get wet, they're muffled, you can't hear. And these also have 4 different microphones in them. They're the only ones on the market that are noise canceling. So if I'm talking and somebody fires up a chainsaw, it automatically goes into noise canceling. Anything else, you don't know that they can't hear you, so you've got to let off on it, re-key up, the noise canceling kicks in, and then you repeat your whole message, where these will just automatically kick in. So they're pretty sophisticated, they're pretty nice stuff. And
So why would you only buy 12?
because they're about $9,000 a year, or about $9,000 a piece, so. I have, in the CIP, I had them 12 this year, and then I think in the following year,
So is 12 the number of people that you would ever have on a fire at one time?
that would be the most we would ever have in a riding position. We would still keep our old stuff. So if you were called in or whatever, you would still have your old one.
But your old one would still connect to these new
Yeah,
ones?
oh yeah, yep. It'll all be-
Okay.
Yeah, he has this in here for 26, 27, 28.
Yeah, so it would, eventually by 28, would like to have everybody have their own, but. So that's what those are.
All righty.
The lime green.
Yeah.
That's what color they are?
Yeah, they're lime green, really. You can see them. You can get them in black, but most of them are lime green, so.
Why did you take out the land training center? That's off your list of things to do?
Because of the grant. We're putting in for a grant and going in with the county.
With that EMS guy, that was
EMA
in,
and-
oh, okay.
So we should know about, I think it's the end of September is when that closes, the community foundation part of it, so.
They did the grant.
And then you'll just let us know about the defibrillator machine.
Yeah, I'll
price.
get you, let me write
If
myself
they
a
didn't
note.
get the grant, it'd be out of the county EMA building because all the stipulations. It can't be this close to the public, it can't be this close to buildings and, correct?
Incorporated area.
It's not the light boxes in the middle of the city limits, you're not supposed to light boxes.
Plus we enforce the no burn ordinance.
Really busted. I mean,
All right, thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
that was a lot of fun.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
See you, Lum.
All right, well, I hate to break up this fun, but I gotta go.
Oh, you don't wanna do ours? I'm the
wanna
one who
do ours.
audited ours too.
Well, that's all right.
Yours looks great.
All right, I got 15 minutes. Bowling is
Oh, yeah.
calling.
I bet so, it's Tuesday.
That's right.
The city council one.
Okay, go. I didn't even
Well, I don't
look
know, I
at-
mean, basically, does anybody have any changes, but everything was,
I think I've got an explanation for just about everything in there.
yeah.
We've got the miscellaneous, it's all itemized down below there. You can see the air monitoring, we've done some finagling on that. I'm going to work with Malcolm on that to minimize his cost. It'll be $33,000 next year for that. City council, this is just miscellaneous. We're always, something pops up and nobody has money for it. This is just a way for us to keep from writing a resolution. We can designate our miscellaneous funds for it, not have to appropriate money. $74,000, that's for the FAST Act, that's the sidewalk federal grant projects. It's the last payment on that one, the other one has been paid up. Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything from those people in about 3 months, so I'm gonna reach out to them again and find out what's going on.
My question on this was, for the financial consulting, as of June, it said we'd use 0, but I feel like we have,
Well, we've contracted the work that Andy Mauser is doing on the SB1 and all the changes to the lit fund. That's what that funding will be for.
okay, and then what about the money that Eric is doing for that assessment?
That's all part of that.
That's
That'll
the
all
same
be on
thing.
there too.
Eric and Andy are working
Yeah,
on
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah. And, and if we have a problem, if, they estimated it around 40,000 between us and the county. If it's
Right.
more than that, we can move some legal services money down to accommodate the balance that we might have there. You can see I've proposed to transfer 200,000 or designate 200,000 of general fund money again for the memorial home and another 24,000 for Malcolm to continue on as a project manager. 2,000 is the maximum he would ever charge us a month. I think last month it was around $800. But he's doing all the things to keep people on track like the fella's been working in there. He's already, lining up. He met with a lady from a grant foundation called the Jeffries Grant last weekend. She came from
Saturday,
Michigan.
yeah.
Yeah, she came from Michigan. And they're possibly interested in funding interior work once we get the exterior work done.
Where do you have Malcolm's stuff on here?
Yeah, right there, it says,
33 for the air monitoring's in with the miscellaneous.
and
And then
Malcolm
the
is right under.
24,000 is in with the memorial home. It'll come out of,
Okay.
we'll transfer it there and pay him out of that. But it was pretty exciting that she decided, because we had been talking with them in case the Okra grant didn't go through. And so as soon as we found out we got the grant, he notified him and let him know, but said, when it's done, we're still going to need money for the interior. And she said, well, how about if I come over and take a look? So she came last weekend, and they're proposing to help us finish the interior historical structure report for the inside and all the mechanics that have to be done in there. And she's proposing for them to go 50-50 on that right here in the near future to get that done. So I'd say that if they're willing to pay that, there's certainly an interest. They would grant up to $1 million. The catch is it's a It's a 2-to-1 match. So for every $2 we spend, they give us $1. So hopefully through city funds and maybe that's when you maybe go out and look for some private donors to help out. We can really, you never know what's going to happen, but it's certainly an avenue we need to pursue.
That's
Crazy.
a
That's
way
why I didn't
faster
see
track
it, because
than
it
we were
wasn't, I was
expecting.
looking at the old one and it wasn't on there. I was like, I swear, I still
Oh, I
don't see
swapped
it.
it out on you, didn't I?
Yeah, I was like, I'm
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
You're right.
With the others, I proposed 3% raise. It's in there. We can decide, you guys can make that decision. Shows you down at the bottom what the change in pay would be. Okay. Any concerns or questions on that at this time? Okay. All right, we got economic development. We can take a quick look at. Once we get to a point, I'd like to bring in most of these entities to have them explain to us how their money got spent in '25. But a lot of this is repeat. You've got Cleto operating funds ordinance for $150,000. Logan's Landing for operational needs at 12.5. We've been donating to the Historical Society utility payments for $20,000 for quite a few years now. Logan's Landing facade program, $20,000. This is a new one. There's a young fellow wants to come in and talk to the council about funding their multicultural festival at the high school. It's a pretty big deal up there.
Went to it last year, and you told us about it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Haley was there.
Yeah.
Pretty neat thing. I think last year the foundation helped him with it, and he was asking if we would, and I said, come and talk to the council about it. So, then we got Cass Area Transit. I put $100,000 in there. I mentioned to Mike Standahar the other day that, we're gonna be needing an update on Cass Transit. Humane Society, same amount, $136,000. The Flower Program, $20,000. Incentive funding, this is through Cleto, Bill, $100,000. Internship program, which is one that's for college students, come back and work during the summer at different companies around town with the hopes that they can entice them to come back when they graduate. Guardianship support, $7,500 again. Habitat, they're wanting to come back and talk to us. They're asking for more funds. I just put the same amount in there, $25,000. Dykeman Park be the third year of their payments, $200,000. And then the second installment at the farmer's market that we passed it with resolution 2025-144 for $250,000. So the budget comes to $1,071,000, and there's still no accurate number on what we're going to receive, but they're projecting it to be more than this year's, and this year's was about 1.2. So
You said Dykeman was the second one?
this next year will be the third payment. We've made 2 payments so far, BJ. Down there at the bottom, I believe I got a note that says it ran from 2024 to 2028, so it'll be the third year of funding for that.
Good. Thank you.
Any questions?
Do we really have to give $136,000 to the Humane Society?
Yes, we do.
I just got their latest report. I'll send it to you for August, but here's what I'd say right now with the new animal control guy, fresh people at animal control, and a new gal out at the Humane Society. I haven't got a dog complaint in several months. I tell you, it was constant for a while. So I think they're working well together. The county is starting to fund it, not near at the level we are, but I've had Natalie start tracking how many animals come in. When somebody brings in a dog, whether it's lost or whatever, she gets the address from where it came from. she's tracking how many are coming in from the city and the county, and it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 city, you know. But they moved, gosh, I think they took in 70 or 80 animals in August.
They're always full.
Yeah. But
And
they
they,
adopted out a bunch. I mean, I'll
that's
send
because
you
she
guys
does
the
a better
report that I
job.
got.
She does such a good job at advertising and putting it out there and asking people to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janet's
Real-
been
Real
helping her.
quickly, here's the rest of them, debt service. They tell us the
Janet's been
numbers that
helping her.
go in your debt service report. Not sure what that page is from. I'll have to go home and look at that. Oh, that's all. Memorial Home. The only difference in there is that I've got the construction management in there for Malcolm. Mowing, we went over budget this year, so it was increased. And just some basic maintenance and miscellaneous, so. Eastgate, we have an Eastgate fund, and basically all we're funding out of there right now is the island up there that you see if you drive like from, what is that, Roselawn up through Eastgate, there's a big long island, and they come in and take care of all that. We used to have volunteers, and it just didn't work, so they take care of that.
Where are we paying for that?
We won't be paying utilities anymore because that went over to the RDC. So,
It's the miscellaneous expense for Eastgate.
in the past, it was for the building. We may not even need it if we get rid of that building. You know, the
Okay.
building is actually going over to the RDC, so we may not have any expenses up there at all.
Okay.
Dave, we're paying $4,500 to mow that island.
Oh, they do some mowing, and then they take care of that island that's got the shrubs and the flowers, the rose bushes, and
You know, it looked pretty this summer. I could
it
tell
was
got
30,
redone.
it was 3,500 this year, and I just bumped it up because we don't know yet. It comes out of the Eastgate Fund, and honestly, the question's gonna become, there's probably $400,000 to $450,000 in the Eastgate Fund, and if we get rid of all that property, then I don't know what we'll have to probably move that money to some other designation. So, infrastructure, the parking lots and the trail, I've got 75,000, which is probably way more. We budgeted 50 this year and got the 2 parking lots done downtown on 6th Street. Penman parking lot, Penman building, the Houston parking lot, and the trail all done, and I think it was around 30 for all that. So, trash fund, I've got budgeted for 11 payments possibly coming out of the trash fund this year. We haven't gone through all that, so I've budgeted high on trash fund as well as the host community fund, so that we have wiggle room to decide how we want to go about doing the trash fund and looking at the fees and everything, but
Am I supposed to start?
September, a week from this coming Monday, September, what is that, 22nd?
Second or 23rd, I think.
Yeah, they
So there's
start,
probably no
a week
picking
from
for
Monday,
recycling
they're
for
supposed to
like
start,
3
but
weeks.
Republic is still kind of ruffling feathers. I know Kelly's been going back and forth with them. Recycling's been picked up for the last time, or if it isn't, who knows what's gonna happen with it. Republic's just not working with the city at all right now.
That's because they have so many
Is there
other
a,
issues.
They've got a schedule worked out. I can't tell you the exact details of it because I can't remember.
is there a recycling drop-off at the landfill?
I don't
Anybody
know.
know?
There's not one at the landfill, but there's a recycling, it's over on Biddle Street.
Yeah,
It's-
over on Battle Street.
Oh, the county has the one over there on Biddle Street. You can
Do
go.
they take about anything over there at the county?
I think that's for electric stuff.
It's electric stuff.
No,
All
but,
like-
no, but
they
they
got
have,
a
they have
tote-out bag.
they have a tote out bag.
Yeah.
They have a
My
recycling,
cans right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I see people
Yeah.
there dropping stuff off all the time.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Said, I messaged you and said, hey, am I on your schedule?
You know, the four brothers, I went over there and looked at their buildings and
Well, there's
everything.
training
No
tomorrow.
advertisement whatsoever, what's in there, just,
No retail shop either. They need a
So
retail.
just,
no
okay, so
no
just-
clean nut, I mean, there's
I just figured I'd
two
get
buildings that are nice and clean and everything, but
Okay.
you really can't tell what's going on in there.
beer on the
I don't
second.
think that's good at
So
all.
you get
either.
tickets then? Unless you want
They should
more.
have a retail shop and
You get
advertise
2
what
for
they're doing
being-
in this town.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, let them know if there's anything specific.
A lot of unholstered guns.
I'd move to adjourn, it's 5:59.
Okay, when do we, what's next?